one's gonna be special, chat. Welcome in.
Let me tell you something. Nobody is coming. Not your friends, not your family, not the perfect opportunity. No one. How long are you going to wait? How long are you going to blame your past?
Okay.
Your circumstances? Your bad luck?
And success isn't going to fall in your lap. You have to work for it. You have to bleed for it. You have to earn it. It's all on you.
Look at yourself. What you? The day you realize nobody is coming is the day you become dangerous. That's the day excuses die. That's the day comfort becomes your
Morskin.
That's the day you
Morskin.
and start building.
Morskin.
It's hard. Yes, you deserved better. But your future doesn't care. It responds to action.
Someone is coming.
Rah.
It's you versus you.
Rah. Rah.
No one is responsible for your life except you. It is your life, and the only one who can make it better is you. No one is coming. No one. No one is coming. No one. No one is coming. You have to work for it. You have to bleed for it. You have to earn it. It's all on you. You have to decide. No more waiting for someone else. A lucky break. No! Get out there and earn the life you want!
Nobody is coming. Good. Now it's your turn to stop waiting to be chosen. Stop waiting for someone to recognize your potential when the only recognition that matters is the decision you make in this moment to stand up, take control, and move. Even if you're scared, even if you're uncertain, even if you feel unprepared, because nobody is coming. Nobody is coming to build your life.
The heaviest weight a man carries is not failure. It's not pain. It's not the struggle. It's the distance between who he is and the man he knows he's meant to become. And that distance, it doesn't show up on the outside. Nobody sees it when you walk into a room, but you feel it.
It's there when you wake up. The quiet voice in your head saying, you're capable of more. It's there when you settle for less than you know you deserve, when you choose comfort over growth, when you stay silent, when you should have stood your ground. That weight, day by day, choice by choice. And here's the truth most people won't tell you. That weight will either crush you or it will make you stronger. Deep down, you already know the person you're supposed to be.
You know you are capable of more. Never settle for less than you can be. You have more inside. Find it.
The disciplined one
Boost.
Are you willing to become that person?
I am that person.
That person is gonna cost you. It's gonna cost you comfort. It's gonna cost you versions of yourself that feel familiar.
Oh, I know.
But are holding you back. And sometimes it's gonna cost you people. You have to be strong enough to go alone. You have to be strong enough to leave friends or family when you know they're taking you in a direction you don't want to go. Not everyone is going where you're going. Not everyone is going to support you. Some people are comfortable staying average, comfortable living small lives with big opinions. And if you stay around that long enough, you'll start shrinking to fit in. So you have a choice. Be liked or be respected. Be accepted or be better. This is your life. Get angry. Get angry for your life. Because real strength isn't just lifting weight in the gym. Real strength is looking someone in the eye and saying, this isn't for me anymore. Real strength is walking away without anger, without hate, but with absolute certainty. It's being strong enough to say no when everything in you wants to say yes, just to belong. Sometimes you will be alone on this journey. No applause, no validation, no recognition. Just you and your standards. That's where winners are built. That's where character is forged. Because anyone can stay where it's easy. Anyone can follow the crowd. But it takes someone different, someone rare, to step away from the noise and walk your own path. And yeah, it's gonna feel heavy, but not as heavy as regret. Not as heavy as waking up 10 years from now. Still carrying that same distance inside you. Still wondering, what if I had the courage to become who I was meant to be? And so let me ask you, how much longer are you gonna carry that weight? How much longer are you going to delay your potential? Because the person you're meant to become is not waiting for the perfect moment. They're waiting for you. To decide! To decide that enough is enough! To decide that your future matters more than your feelings! To decide that discipline is your new identity! Close the gap! Not tomorrow! Not next week!
Whoa. Oh, hey. Afternoon, Mino. Welcome in. Are those shoes that let you spread your toes? Yeah, these are the Paluvas. You can move your toes all around, and it allows you to keep much more balance and alignment during your sessions. I found that I actually like these during some leg days more than my squat shoes. Seriously. Having that toe spread during calf raises especially, you just get so many more muscles activated, and your toes aren't compressed and squeezed, and you can balance your own fucking body weight properly.
Do you really think
So like being bare feet, yeah, that's why you'll see a lot of bodybuilders and powerlifters take their shoes right off, train barefoot for deadlifts or squats. But I think if you go too heavy over time, that can cause your foot to naturally become too flat. You're supposed to have a natural arch in your foot.
I know the discipline it took to keep moving when quitting would have been
Let me go back into these frogs.
Fuck what they said! They don't know you. They don't know what you've been through. They have no idea what you are willing to go through. Keep going! Keep going!
Get up, Trav. Oh.
Push through the doubts of fear and sleepless nights. Their opinions don't fucking matter. Let them laugh, let them roll their
Get up.
say you'll never make it. While they're talking, you build. While they're doubting, you work.
Oh, yeah. There we are. Focus.
You're boring, they say. You want to stay in and work on yourself rather than go out and destroy yourself. You're boring.
Imagine being called boring because you'd rather stay in and work on yourself than go out and destroy yourself.
When you choose discipline over
Oh, that's
destruction,
perfect.
they laugh.
Oh, I
They
like
don't
that one.
understand. They can't see what you see.
I don't think feet get flattened from that.
The noise.
I beg to
Fall in
differ.
love with purpose.
People with flat feet have had them since birth. Okay, yes, that can be true. But I do believe, and even know, actually, from experience, that your foot can flatten from working up to extreme numbers. They actually make curvature.
Scares people.
It's called
When you choose
natural foot orthodontics or something. I don't know what the fuck they're called. I'm gonna show you instead of.
What is really boring is being the same as everyone else.
So I had to get these because of my sciatica and my flat foot that accumulated over my career. And now I have an arch in my foot again from wearing these. So
That's boring.
I beg to differ.
Repeating the same habits.
Just from experience, it's not even a belief, it's a knowing.
Year after year. That is boring.
But I'm not gonna deny the fact that some people could be born
There was nothing
with
good
flat
about
feet.
knowing you could have been more and choosing not to be. The path you're on, the early mornings, the late nights, the sacrifice, the focus, the waiting, the working alone. When everyone else is following the herd. From the outside, it might look boring. But from the inside, it's powerful. Because every disciplined choice you make is building a life most people will never experience. Every time you choose purpose over pleasure, you're separating yourself from the average. You're not missing out, you're growing. While they're chasing moments, you're building a legacy. While they're numbing themselves, you're sharpening yourself. So let them talk. Let them misunderstand. Because one day, the same people who called you boring will look at your life and call it extraordinary.
Yes, they will.
They'll wonder how you did it. The last what changed. And the truth? Nothing changed. You just stayed boring long enough to become someone greater. So keep going. Stay focused. Stay grounded. Stay boring.
Hello, past me. It's me, or future me. I hope you're doing well. Just wanted to let you know that.
Or you might have had flat feet, Mino says, since birth without knowing it. Do you really think that's a fucking option?
And that's why I
That's pretty much calling me fucking ignorant, and I take that as offensive, so that's not an option. I've seen my feet, and I've lived in them. For fucking 32 years, Mino. Knowing it prior to meeting with the shoemaker.
There's a quote
Okay.
that says, "The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now." If your life is not where you want it to be, start today to plant those seeds to do that work. So in 1, 5, 10, or 20 years' time, you can look back and say, "Yeah, I earned this life." Your future self is begging you to put in that work now. Make yourself proud. Earn the life you want. You cannot move forward if you are always looking back. You failed? You feel like a failure? You are not where you want to be. Leave it behind you.
Look forward to where you want to be.
It's called possible. Possible can be reached with hard work and belief. Focus on where you want to be and make a plan for how you are going to get there. Look forward now. Think about your life in 5, 10, 20 years' time. Who do you want to be? What do you want in your life? What do you need to do to become that person? Commit now. Whatever it takes to become the one that will make you proud. And I don't care if it's hard. I don't care if you're tired. And I don't care if no one believes in you. You only need one person to believe in you, and it's yourself. Listen, every second you wait, every moment you hesitate, you are giving up pieces of your life. Do you want that? Huh? Do you want to let fear decide for you? Or do you want to step up?
Hey, it's me again. I wanted you to know that I've tried to reach you in every way I could. We're going to be cut off soon. There's still so much I'd like to tell you. But time is running out. So, if you're listening to this, just know that I'm proud of you. Oh, and one more thing. You're closer than you think.
Alright, chat, I'm locking the fuck in. It's go time. No more talking unless it's philosophical or business oriented. I should put the sleeves on. We have them. Use them. Damn, that was a quick 17 minutes. What's next? Stick with this. Let's go. Bang. Bang.
You're boring, they say. When you want to stay in and work on yourself rather than
This
go
is
out and
a
destroy yourself.
rogue
You're
power
boring,
act.
they say. When you have goals that are more meaningful to you than a night out, you're boring, they say. When you choose discipline over distraction, they laugh. They don't understand, they can't see what you see. Because they're addicted to noise.
Well, I understand that there are people out there that don't know themselves. I am not one of those people. I study myself.
When you eat clean, when you
I
work out,
watch myself. As fucked up as that may sound to you, I don't give a fuck.
when you avoid small
I got
talk,
cameras. I study myself. And I am a champion.
you're different.
And I will continue to display champion qualities throughout my career and my life.
Growth, you hold up a mirror to everyone choosing comfort. And not everyone
It's what I
is ready to
do.
face that reflection. But let me tell you something, what is really boring is being the same as everyone else. What is really boring is being average.
I like to jerk off too.
Waking up with no mission, living for the weekend, escaping reality instead of building something greater. That's boring. Repeating the same habits, getting the same results, living the same life year after year. That is boring. There's nothing exciting about wasting
Bulgarians on schedule
There's
today,
nothing
guys.
thrilling about knowing you could have been more and choosing not to be. The path
It's
is
not
on
for
the
perfection.
early
It's
mornings,
wisdom.
late
It's
nights,
for
sacrifice,
fucking
focus,
longevity of life. It's to
alone.
be able to do this.
When everyone else
It
is
sounds like I'm speaking from ego. I sound like a superior, cocky, arrogant prick to somebody.
from the inside,
But the fact is, I've been through so much shit. I've developed a demeanor, an energy, a frequency that I resonate on that works best for me. When I get into this state, it's go time. It's time to bleed, per se. It's time to endure. It's time to suffer. Life is suffering. Every great philosopher that you study will say it. Life is suffering. So find a way to find some sort of fucking pleasure in it. Yesterday I said something that nobody has ever said in this way, and I will remember it forever, and it will be my quote. I said, it's not... I fucking forgot it. I almost got it. It's gonna come back. It's not hedonism. It's not masochism. It's wisdom. It's profound wisdom.
Stay focused.
There you go.
Stay grounded. Stay boring.
It comes back. You just have to pause. You got so many thoughts. You got to pause. It's not hedonism. It's not masochism. It's profound wisdom. And it's not intelligence. A cop fucking corrected me there. In a moment, I slipped up. Because I was studying their demeanor. Not talking about my own and other people's. But it's the truth. Intelligence is knowing others. Wisdom is knowing thyself. But most people don't understand how connected we all fucking are. I do. I see it all. Not at all. I don't know everything, but I know a lot, and I'm done pretending like I don't. But I still know nothing.
No regret.
Oh. Wait. No, I don't want that one. I want... Can you give me a playlist? Yeah. Oh, speeches today. Wisdom series? Yup.
Imagination is more important than knowledge. The true sign of intelligence
think I'm gonna
is
forget
not
it ever,
knowledge,
Nino.
but imagination. Imagination
It's
is
not
everything.
hedonism. It's not
It is the
masochism.
preview of life's
It's
coming
profound
attractions.
wisdom. It's going to stay
There
with
is
me.
perhaps no stronger trait
Because
that
people
runs
have
the
tried to
path
convince me
than
otherwise.
that of a strong
That I'm
imagination.
so like addicted to pain and pleasure, but it's not fucking about that.
We cannot create
It's-
anything new.
I chose bodybuilding to get out of a beast fucking created indoctrination system of capitalistic slavery. And I'm gonna say it as blatantly and abrupt as I need to for fucking emphasis and effect. And I had to choose. At a young age, I chose muscles and bodybuilding and taking care of my skin, lathering myself in coconut oil. I learned at a young age that self-love was essential, not selfish. It was necessary. And these Bulgarians are gonna do us well today, guys. Let's get the freak athlete machine with the hip roller, attach it, set up. I could do the bench, but we're gonna do the better option here.
We are certain what that life is. We have to go for it. We only get one shot at this miracle of human life. Live it fully and exactly how you want. Sure, we all have dreams. The problem is, most people stuff their dreams in the closet when things get hard. When life presents challenges, most people turn to what they know. They turn to what is easy. But the easy road and the known will never lead you to your dreams. There
Okay.
are only two ways to live your life.
We're almost set.
One is as though nothing is a miracle.
And then the other is everything
As
is
though
a fucking
everything is
miracle.
a miracle.
Yes, that's how I like to live.
He who can no longer pause to wonder and stand wrapped in awe is as good as dead. His eyes are closed. It really is that simple. It really is a choice. No matter the circumstance of our life, we can choose to see everything around us as a miracle.
He's right.
The very fact that we are here in a human body
He's right.
is said to be a 1 in 400 trillion chance.
Schizo rant.
Very few of us believe
What
we
sport are you
are
training
a
for? I'm a
walking
professional
miracle.
bodybuilder.
Sadly, so many people are walking around
And I'm not a
living
schizo.
in their head.
Schizophrenia is another label that's made up.
Bitter from the past.
Study
So
most
much so,
schizophrenics. They're not
they
actually
don't
fucking
see the
crazy.
miracles in the
You're
present.
probably crazy and don't fucking know it.
Open your
You're in
eyes
denial.
and open your heart
And you're
to the
stuck.
magic all around you.
And
The miracle of human and animal
all I
life,
can
the
do is pray for you and hit
miracles
this
of
set
nature, the
and lead.
miracle of you and what you're really
I'm doing this
capable
for
of, and you
Bulgaria
let go of caring
and
what other
fucking
people
America.
think of you.
For me and for you.
Choose from this very
Let's
moment
go.
on in your life.
Bulgarians.
Seek and find the miracles around you. Great spirits have always encountered violent opposition from mediocre minds. Albert Einstein. They say the only things guaranteed in life are death and taxes. You can add to that list the impossibility to please everyone. The simple fact is, when you want to change, as in when you want to better your life, there will be opposition. And unfortunately, that opposition is most likely to come from people close to you. Many people won't like your advancement because it will remind them of their lack of it. Many people won't agree with your direction because it will remind them of their lack of it. No matter what,
That's my whole life.
the opposition, you
That
must
was my whole
stay
life.
true to you and true to what is right. Do the right thing by others, and most importantly,
Oh
by
my
yourself.
God.
Those who matter will come around eventually, and those who don't matter.
3,
Live your life with
4,
purpose, intention,
5,
full of
6,
spirit, and make no
7,
apologies to
8,
mediocre minds for
9,
dreaming and living
10,
big.
11,
We cannot solve
12,
our problems.
13,
The same thing
14,
we used when
15,
we created them.
16,
Insanity.
17,
Doing the
18,
same thing over and over again and expecting different results.
No, I gotta switch it up. Today we got Bulgarians on schedule. We started with
We
the
must try new things.
frogs.
But if life is not going the way you planned,
Things have been going well, Chad. I've been
try
seeing gains in all areas of life. I'm blessed and grateful.
You don't need to change your goal, but you
Mino
might
says
need
he's
to
heading to
change
bed.
the road you take to
Thank
get
you,
to
Mino.
it. Never
I'm gonna
stop
crush it.
learning and
Sleep well,
developing
brother.
yourself. You will find a way. A person who never made a mistake, never tried anything new. The fact that you're committed to grow, learn more, and be more almost guarantees you will make mistakes and fail somewhere, somehow along the way. Remember, it is only considered a failure, though, if you give up. Keep at it. Learn the lesson and allow it to serve you. Don't let anyone discourage you because of mistakes. It is a guaranteed trait of all winners and curious seekers. Learn from yesterday. Live for today. Hope for tomorrow. The important thing is not to stop questioning. Curiosity has its own reason for existing. I have no special talents. I am only passionately curious. Never stop questioning everything in your life. Be so present and in touch with yourself that you can feel when it's time for change. Never lose that childlike curiosity to learn more, develop more, and discover more. Never lose hope that your best is yet to come. Never lose that knowing that you are a miracle. Never lose that presence that not many people have. Strive not to be a success, but rather be of value. Add value wherever and whenever possible. Not just in your work life, but in all interactions with everyone. Then you will be a success. You will have more riches than money can buy.
The state of your life is nothing more than a reflection of the state of your mind. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. No matter what circumstances have shown up in your life, the quality of your life will always and only be a reflection of your state of mind. In other words, how you feel about your life is your life. That is the very reason we have people who have nothing, materially speaking, who are miserable, and others who live in a consistent, beautiful state. The same reason we have people who seemingly have it all. The money, the cars, the wealth, but are depressed.
How you doing over there with all that?
Who have it all and feel blessed. How you feel is your life. You can be happy with little or miserable with a lot. You can feel like you have a lot with a little and feel like you have nothing with a lot. Spending time every day in gratitude can shift your entire life. Spending time deliberately thinking about all the things that are good in your life will not only make you feel better about your life, which is the only important thing, but it will also start attracting more better things into your life. You could call this the law of attraction.
Attend the tale of Sweeney Todd.
There is literally nothing more important than you giving this gift to yourself. What could be more important than feeling good? I cannot
Oh, God, yes.
what goes on outside, but I can always control what goes on inside.
Whoa.
As a human being, you can guarantee one thing for sure. Life will serve you up a great variety of highs and lows. Even though we're all guaranteed highs,
Jesus.
very few of us realize that we have the power to control what those highs and lows mean to us. We cannot control the circumstances and events of our lives, but we can always control our response to them. We can always control how we choose to feel about the circumstances and events. That doesn't mean it will be easy. It doesn't mean we won't have to take action. Sometimes action will be needed to better a negative situation. But we need not carry negative energy about the situation. The clearer our minds in challenging situations, the better our response. Next time you are faced with a challenge, see if you can gain more control of your feelings in order to handle the situation in the best possible way. Our lives are a sum total of the choices we have made. With everything that has happened to you, you can either feel sorry for yourself or treat what has happened as a gift. Everything is either an opportunity to grow or an obstacle to keep you from growing. You get to choose. Be miserable or motivate yourself. Whatever has to be done, it's always your choice. You are not stuck where you are unless you decide to be. The results of people's lives are rarely ever an accident or a mistake. Almost always, regardless of the circumstances, it is less about luck and more about the choices people have made. Your responses, actions, and choices have led you where you are today. That might be hard to hear, especially if you feel you've been dealt a bad hand. But no matter where you are now You can choose to be in a better position in the future. You can choose to make excuses, and you might have some great ones. Or you can choose to drop all the negative stories and focus on what you can do to make your situation better. Regardless of what has happened in the past, you decide what happens next. Holding on to negative feelings towards circumstances and people that have done you wrong does nothing to benefit your life. They say the best revenge
He's right.
is massive success.
He's right.
But really, it is not. There is no need for revenge.
Amen.
And the best thing you can do
Bro.
is let go of negativity and focus on creating the best life possible for yourself. That is how you win. Stop acting as if life is a rehearsal. Live this day as if it were your last. The past is over and gone. The future is not guaranteed. Go for it now. The future is promised to no one. Too many people put the really important things in their life off for another day. We worry too much and play too little. We spend too much time worrying about what other people think about us and too little time being our true self, living free from anyone's opinion. They say no one on their deathbed wished they'd worked more at the office. And I doubt they wished they'd worried more about what other people think of them. Whoever you want to be, however you want to live, whatever you want to do, whatever you need to say, do it all now, before it is too late. Live with no regrets. Self-worth comes from one thing: thinking that you are worthy. You cannot be lonely if you like the person you're alone with. The essential lesson I've learned in life is to just be yourself. Treasure the magnificent being that you are, and recognize first and foremost, you're not here as a human being only. You're a spiritual being having a human experience. When you're just like everybody else, you've nothing to offer other than your conformity. Be yourself. It's that simple. Because you can't have a full life if you are not fully yourself. If you are hiding who you are, wearing masks to fit in with other people, always afraid to express your true self, well, you're not really living, are you? So many people are unhappy, feeling completely drained every day, because it is exhausting pretending to be someone else all day, every day. You are unique. And because of that, you need to follow your own unique path. Do not be afraid to say what you feel and be who you are. Because in the end, even though some people will fall away, those are all the wrong people. When you be yourself, the right people will be attracted to you, and they will stay. Our intention creates our reality. You'll see it when you believe it. The saying goes, I'll believe it when I see it. But the truth is, you will never see it unless you first believe it. Have you ever seen a champion sports person who had no self-belief win anything? Have you ever seen a super successful person in any field of life achieve anything they did not believe would happen? The truth is, belief must come first. And when it does, you will start seeing that which you want in your life. How do you start believing it? First, you set the intention for what you want to show up in your life. Then, you take whatever actions you need to take to make that thing your reality. Then, you consistently keep improving in that area from all the action, learning, and new intentions you're setting. Then, from all the improvements you are making, you start believing more and more. Greater intentions, greater beliefs mixed with action and learning creates amazing results. Number 1, set intentions for everything you want in your life. Number 2, write down all the actions you need to take to make those intentions your reality. Number 3, commit to work towards these intentions every day by learning all you can and taking all the action you need to make it a reality. Number 4, track your progress and give yourself some credit when you make progress. Number 5, write down what or who you're doing this all for and carry this around with you everywhere. If you have a purpose that goes beyond yourself, a deep, meaningful purpose, you will not give up when things get hard. It's never crowded along the extra mile. Successful people make money. It's not that people who make money become successful, but that successful people attract money. They bring success to what they do. Anything you really want,
Come on up.
you can attain if you really go after it. The truth is, you can have anything you want if and only if you are willing to go after it. The reason it is not crowded at the top is because most people are not willing to go the extra mile. They want the life of their idols, but are not interested in doing what it took to get there, nor what it takes to stay there. Success comes to those who really want it, not those who say they want it. Do you really want what you say you want? Doing what you love is the cornerstone of having abundance in your life. There's no scarcity of opportunity to make a living at what you love. There is only a scarcity of resolve to make it happen. Can you really call yourself successful if you're making a lot of money, but doing something you hate every day? Would you rather do something you hate and earn a lot of money, or earn enough money and do something you love every day? The truth is, none of us can be happy doing things we hate for money. Even if we are unaware of it, spending the greater part of our life doing things we hate in exchange for money does nothing but chip away at our soul. Although it doesn't suit the establishment, it would be great if we were all taught at a young age that the only thing of importance is that we feel good. And that means choosing work that feels good as well. Not work that earns us the most amount of money so we can feel important and significant. Work that makes us happy, lightens our load, inspires creativity. Ask yourself if your work is contributing to a better you. What would you love to do if money wasn't an issue? Loving people live in a loving world. Hostile people live in a hostile world. Same world. I'm sure you know someone who is always angry and seems to always be attracting other angry people, confrontation, and negative situations into their life. It's almost as though they have a negative magnet they carry around. Likewise, I'm sure you know someone who almost always seems upbeat, positive, and rarely, if ever, speaks negatively. No doubt this person rarely, if ever, attracts negative situations or angry people. How do you want to live your life? Now is a great time to come together as people, to support each other, to lift each other up, to change our energy first so we can have a positive effect on those around us. Start with you. How can you be better today? The highest form of ignorance is when you reject something you don't know anything about. There's two words to describe one of the biggest reasons people suffer and fail to live a life they deserve. Narrow-minded. Being open to all possibilities, including the possibility of yourself being wrong, is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself. Having the humility to accept that you may be wrong, no matter what the topic, no matter how crazy and far-fetched it may seem, is a gift. Because it means you are not only open to all possibilities, but you don't believe everything you hear either. Trust your gut and your intuition. You know intuitively when something is off. No matter how many experts tell you something is a certain way, look at the facts. Use your common sense. Come to your own conclusion based on facts, common sense, and what you believe, not what society tells you to believe. You don't need to be better than anyone else. You just need to be better than who you used to be. Compete with no one and compare yourself to no one. Your greatest competition is never going to be another human. It will always be yourself. And the greatest part about that is that you can always defeat your former self. You can have the intention every day to be better in some way than you were yesterday. That is how your life gets better in a huge way, by improving just a little bit in one or a few areas every single day. Make that commitment to yourself, to compete with no one but yourself, and become your best ever self. When you judge another, you do not define them. You define yourself. How people treat you is their karma. How you react is yours. Judging others says nothing about them, but says a lot about our need to judge and our insecurities. Secure people don't judge. Do your best to understand where others are coming from. And if you can't understand, move on. And let them live their life however they wish to live it. If someone judges you, rightly or wrongly, whatever the situation, it is your choice how you react. Reacting with negative energy will never do anything positive for your life. That does not mean there won't be times when you have to react, respond, or take action against some negative person or situation in your life. It means checking yourself, so you are not adding fuel to the fire. So you are not doing the very thing you hate in the other person. Action might be needed. Negative energy is never needed. It is impossible for you to be angry and laugh at the same time. Anger and laughter are mutually exclusive, and you have the power to choose either. This is an important choice we all make every day, and in so many moments throughout every day. The choice to live in a positive or negative state. And you better believe these choices have a massive flow-on effect on the overall quality of your life. It doesn't take much common sense to understand the more anger and negativity in your life,
Yup.
the worse the quality of
Come
your
on
life.
up, Trev. Yep.
And the opposite. The more positivity and happiness you bring to each day,
Woo!
your life will be. Not
Easy
just
way
from the
up.
obvious perspective of how you feel, but also the decisions you
Oh.
make are known to be better when
Come
you are
on.
in a positive state. Have you ever made a good decision when you are raging angry?
No.
Try to spend more of your days in joy. Laugh more. Play more. Spend more time with things that make you smile. And less time consuming things that make you angry. To be more childlike, you don't have to give up being an adult.
He said childlike. You hear him?
An integrated person is capable of being both an adult and a child simultaneously.
Fuck yeah.
Recapture the childlike feelings of wide-eyed excitement,
Ah,
spontaneous appreciation,
frog-eyed,
cutting loose,
bug-eyed,
and being full of awe and wonder at this magnificent
wonder,
universe.
amazement, imagination. Ah.
Everything you need, you already have. You are complete right now. You are a whole, total person, not an apprentice person on the way to someplace else. Your completeness must be understood by you.
I'm gonna show you
and
guys some big
experienced
fucking
in your
legs and
thoughts
glutes.
as your own personal reality.
They've been coming in nice.
Feeling complete is not determined by what you have, but only by how you feel. The sooner you realize that you are well capable of feeling complete without much at all, the sooner your life and how you feel about your life will improve.
Some meal kicks too today.
The ego is only an illusion, but a very influential one. Letting the ego illusion become your identity can prevent you from knowing your true self. Ego, the false idea of believing that you are what you have or what you do, is a backwards way of assessing and living life. Miracles come in moments. Be ready and willing. The more you see yourself as what you'd like to become and act as if what you want is already there, the more you'll activate those dormant forces that will collaborate to transform your dream into your reality. If we focus on what's ugly, we attract more ugliness into our thoughts, and then into our emotions, and ultimately into our lives.
Ah. He's got big
I am not what happened to me. I am what I choose to become. Carl Jung.
The sad reality of most human beings is just that. Most people do believe they are what happened to them. Most people equate self-worth with their past, with their achievements, with how other people view them. But we are none of those things. We are, as Jung puts it, who we choose to become. We are always one decision away from a completely different life. What happens to us is never a choice, but how we choose to feel about what happens is always our choice. How we choose to respond to life circumstances is a choice. Who we decide to be in every moment, including adversities, will determine the quality of our life. Leave your past behind and decide today, now, who you will be from this moment forward. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. Carl Jung. Why do bad things keep happening to me, some say? Why do the same negative kind of people keep appearing in my life? The unconscious, or rather subconscious, controls almost all human behavior. It has been said that almost all brain activity happens on a subconscious level. The problem is, most people do not understand this basic principle, and therefore are running their life on autopilot, repeating the same reactions and responses, and often repeating the same problems over and over again in a figure-8 loop. Einstein said the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Until you change the reactions, responses, and actions you've conditioned into yourself unconsciously, you won't see different outcomes in your life. Until you learn why you are acting in a certain way, you'll never be able to act better. Until we learn why we feel a certain way on a consistent basis, we will not be able to consistently feel better in any way. You need to step back and examine your life. Examine you. What feelings, behaviors, habits, and actions are running on autopilot? What can you bring forward to the light, into your consciousness, into your presence? If you can manage that, you can start changing those habits consciously. With repetition, you can reprogram these new habits, feelings, and behaviors into your new subconscious program. Better habits, better reactions, better outcomes. As far as we can discern, the sole purpose of human existence is to kindle a light in the darkness of mere being. Even a happy life cannot be without a measure of darkness. And the word happy would lose its meaning if it were not balanced by sadness. It is far better to take things as they come along with patience and equanimity. The least of things with a meaning is worth more in life than the greatest of things without it. Carl Jung. Without the contrast of sadness, happiness does not exist. Without dark, there is no light. A happy life, then, is not one without sadness or misery or failures or problems. A happy life, a full life, is a life with meaning. If you had in your possession every penny on earth and all the material possessions you desire, it would still give you no guarantees of happiness, and certainly no meaning. You don't need things, money, or possessions to have meaning, but meaning does make for a rich life. life. You can face the inevitable challenges of life without fear. With meaning and purpose in your life, you can let go of the past because there is always a brighter future to work toward, to believe in tomorrow. Meaning and purpose give you reason to get up in the morning, enthusiasm to go about your day, purpose for living. Kindle a light in the darkness of your being. Discover who you are. Develop a life of meaning and purpose, and accept every inevitable challenge that comes your way. It all depends on how we look at things, and not how they are in themselves. Carl Jung. Whatever happens in your life is not reality, but rather your interpretation of it. Let me repeat. Whatever happens is not reality, but your interpretation of reality. On one of your best days, a challenge appears, and you deal with it with presence, with confidence, with competence. Then, the challenge disappears, perhaps even turns into a blessing, a new understanding. On one of your worst days, the same challenge appears. You react angrily, unconsciously. The challenge turns into a bigger issue, a larger problem, and consequently affects your life and others in a much bigger, not so pleasant way. What happened? It was the same challenge. It depends how you look at it. We've all experienced moments like this. Problems that escalated due to our reaction. Challenges that disappeared due to our reaction. It is not how things are, but how we see them. We can see beauty in anything and ugliness in anything. The real question is, what do you choose to see? Thinking is difficult. That's why most people judge. Carl Jung. We have to step back and catch ourselves judging. And this is not easy, because we all want to think of ourselves as good human beings. And you may well be. But you must take ownership of your judging as much as the next person. Judging people, judging things, judging circumstances. How do you judge? Who do you judge? Has there ever been a moment in your life where you've judged a person or a situation and then realized you were completely wrong? I think we've all had this experience. We should never judge a person or a situation where there are no facts. If we don't know, we must accept we don't know and expect the best. We really do choose how we see everything, and anything can be seen through a positive, optimistic lens if that is our intention. Make it your intention. Your vision will become clear only when you can look into your own heart. Who looks outside dreams. Who looks inside awakes. Carl Jung. Those who look outside at others, to society, for an indication of how they should act or fit into the world, are lost in a dream. Perhaps a nightmare. A life lived not authentically, but how they perceive will be most acceptable by the standards of society. To awaken is to look within. To look within your own heart. To trust your intuition and to be brave enough to live life on your terms. Not caring for others' opinions or judgments. Only focused on the life that lights you up. The authentic you. Living your authentic life. That is the awakened life.
Oh,
The
God.
real you. Living with freedom of all outside expectations and opinions. Knowing your own darkness is the best method dealing with the darkness of other people. Carl Jung. When we understand from a place of true humility that we are capable of the darkness, and that darkness is within us all, we can then have empathy for the way others act. Understanding that everyone is doing the best with the life circumstances they were presented. As Maya Angelou said, if they knew better, they'd do better. We've all made mistakes. And for most of us, when we stuffed up, we knew better. So we did better. We no longer wanted to hurt others or ourselves through our behavior. We learned the lesson and we moved on. For most people, the darkness doesn't hang around for long, but it should give us some compassion for others, knowing that even we have made mistakes. No one is perfect. And perhaps with the same life circumstances, we would not do any better than the other. Perhaps if we went through what they went through, we would not have the tools to do any better than they are doing. It does not mean condoning any type of behavior. It is understanding that no baby was born evil or with bad intentions. Everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. Carl Jung. Anything that irritates you in another is likely within you or within your shadow. They are the things we are most afraid will come out of ourselves. It's like a mirror for your own personality. What irritates you in others can teach you important things about yourself. Pay attention to those things in others that irritate you. Perhaps there is something you can work on too. Where love rules, there is no will to power. And where power predominates, there is love lacking. The one is the shadow of the other. Carl Jung. And how badly do we need more love and less power in the world today? The endless seeking of power and control is due to a lack of love, a lack of connection and empathy for others. Ask yourself how you can let go of your own need for power and control, even a little, and how you can bring more love, compassion, understanding, and giving in your own world. We cannot change anything until we accept it. Condemnation does not liberate, it oppresses. Carl Jung. You are what you do, not what you say you'll do. Carl
Facts.
Jung. We do live in this kind of world.
I've got
where many
big
people
legs.
talk too much and act too little. As Jung says, you are what you do, not what you say
Thick.
you will do. You do not need to
And
tell
big.
the world or tell anyone what your plans are. You can show them with your actions, with
Amen.
your results. That is ultimately how we are all judged anyway.
I think I got
On how we
coconut
show
waters
up
coming today. I
every
don't
day.
know
Who we are,
I'm hoping
what
they come.
we do, never who we
It's been a
say
minute,
we
it
are,
feels
or
like.
what we're going to do. Less talk,
Let's see
more
here.
action. Leaving the need for validation behind, and being who we intend to be. Doing what we want to do, and letting the right people show up because of those choices.
Here it is, part of your shipment. Let me track this one to see if it was the Flex Pro or Tuesday. Okay. So that's unfortunate.
In people's lives, there's only maybe a half dozen, 7, 8 categories that really matter. Most people, you know, they major in minor things. They focus on stuff that doesn't matter. They know more about this celebrity going in and out of rehab than they do about their own personal development. But I look at, say, if you look at your body, without that, everything else is out the door. You don't want to be the richest man in the graveyard. That's not going to do it. If there is energy, if there's vitality, if there's strength, it's going to show up in your relationship. It's going to show up in your business, show up in your life. That's what you got to master. You can't dabble. It's too important. Emotions are everything. I mean, you got a ton of money, you got everybody loves you, and your primary emotions are pissed off and frustrated, then your life's pissed off and frustrated. It doesn't matter if you got $1 billion or a million people loving you. Your life is not great. Relationships, intimate relationships especially. It's where the most juice in life comes from, it's where the most pain comes from most people. It's worth mastering instead of dabbling. You know, really looking at what are you going to do with your time and mastering your time. Instead of having a checklist, you cross it all off, you can mistake movement for achievement. I want to squeeze out that time what matters, that creates value for me and for everyone I care about and love. What about your career or your business and the mastery of that instead of dabbling? Most businesses are dabblers. That's why they don't make it. 96%, you know, in any 10-year period of time, 4% make it. That doesn't even mean they're profitable. And it does not mean they're enjoying themselves, all right? Or they're getting anybody else to go good. Really mastering money so that it's not a question in your life. You can do and be and give and share as much as you want. You're not stressed about it. You live in a place of abundance. And then spiritually, really, I think, I don't tell people what to believe spiritually, but I believe that ultimately, whatever you believe, you got to live it, and it should lead to growing and giving. If you're growing, you feel alive. If you're giving, you feel 10 times more alive. And I think if someone can celebrate and give, then that's spiritual state. So to me, those are the areas I look at mastering. You know, business, for sure, but it's the areas of life that matter most, and most of where we spend our time doesn't make people feel fulfilled. That's why the average person is not fit and healthy. The average person is not in a relationship where they have tremendous passion. You know, I'm not a dummy. I'm not a positive thinker. I know the truth. The average person is not successful in business. The average person is not earning what they want to earn. But you know what? Very few people have those things, but a few do. A few are happy, fulfilled, spiritually alive, financially strong, their business is growing, they have passionate love affairs, and I'm obsessed with finding the few who do and find out what they do different and teaching to everybody. Everyone's going to measure themselves differently because everyone values things differently. Some people value success or significance. Some people value love more. Some value just basic levels of certainty. So when I look at the specific metrics, I really look at metrics of what are the things that need to be measured to know if your life is going to work or not. So I look at it as our whole lives are guided moment to moment by the state we're in. Learning how to change your state, not bullshit, not fake, but to go from pissed off, frustrated, freaked out to back in your center, or creative, or determined, or something that's going to move you forward. It's going to create a better quality of life for you and others. That's a critical skill set. So moment to moment, our life's controlled by our states. Yeah. You know, if you're in an angry state, you're going to respond differently to different places. But what controls those states long term is your model of the world, your worldview. And I look at that as having, as a metric, 3 things that I look at. I look to see first, what are the targets? The target is, everyone has different goals and dreams and desires. But as I traveled around the world to 100 countries, I started going, holy shit, same problems. What's underneath it? I began to see that there are these same 6 human needs that we all have, the same needs. We all have a need for certainty, that we can avoid pain and we can have some pleasure, some comfort. We all need uncertainty. We need variety, or we feel dead inside. If you're totally certain you're bored. If you have total variety, you're like freak out. And it's not a balance. It's learning which of these you need more as a person. Everyone's developed a different set of values now. The need for significance, to feel unique, special, important. The need to feel loved. The need to grow, and the need to contribute. Some people value certainty at the top of their list. That's their center of their target. I don't want to do anything unless I know it's going to work. I don't want to do anything unless it's the same. If you change anything, they freak out. If certainty is the number one thing on your list, everyone has the same needs, but if it's number one, I know how your life's going to be. I can predict the direction of your life and therefore the destination to some extent. If you're driven by love first, you want certainty too, but love is higher, you're going to behave very differently than if you're driven by significance. I have to be the one. So I look to see which of those needs are the top 2 on your list because they control your life. Yep. The 2 that most people have, 90% of the planet, if you said, of all these needs, which one do you really focus on most day to day? Everybody wants love. What do you focus on? Most people focus on
being significant. We live in a Facebook world where people fake their life, put new filters, make it look different than it really is, tell stories that, you know, are totally full of it to make themselves look good. Because we live in this kind of false world where significance is more important than love. And it separates us. And the other one that we see most often is certainty. People want to be certain before they can do something. You couldn't have started a business like you had if you were absolutely certain before you started. You could never build a business with that. You can never build a great relationship, because if it's based on certainty, then everybody's got to stay the same and never change, which means you're never going to grow, which means you're going to be miserable. So my metrics are, I want to find out what's driving you. And I want to see, is it healthy or unhealthy? You can have two people be driven by significance, though, and do it
I
with
really
a different
am a
set of
champion.
rules. That's the second piece I measure. The beliefs or rules of how to fulfill that target. But I want to be more clear about something. An extraordinary life is life on your terms.
It's crazy. You can just imagine something and then become it.
Extraordinary life is mastering the skill of the science of achievement. How do I take what I envision and make it real? And how do I do that quicker, faster, better, easier? The ability to manifest what you come up with and make it real, like you've done with your company, that's a skill set. I spend an unbelievable amount of time helping people do it faster, quicker, better, showing the shortcuts, teaching them the strategies, modeling what works, so you can save yourself a decade. But I would submit to you that having done this for 38 years with, 50 million people at this stage, I can tell you that the science of achievement, there are a lot of people that are damn good at that, and they still live an extraordinary life. They have an extraordinary life you see as extraordinary. But I get the phone call from the multi-billionaire who tells me he wants to do this thing on his business, but what he really find out is he's miserable as hell, and he's hoping somehow I'm going to rub off on him on that side too. And so I give him what he asked for, the change in his business, but I also give him what he needs, which is the change inside of him. So the second skill is the art of fulfillment. If you want an extraordinary life, you can't just achieve, you got to be fulfilled. As simplistic as that sounds, but it's an art. It's not a science. It's a science to make you money. Come on. Any age, any color, any background, any gender, if you do these things, you'll have an abundance of money. You do these things, you're going to have too much month at the end of the money. You're going to have financial stress, right? Body. Everyone's biochemically different, but you and I both know there's fundamental rules, laws. There's a science to the body. You violate that science, you're going to have disease, you're going to have low energy. You align with that, you're going to have an abundance of energy. It's going to affect everything in your life. It's a science. Fulfillment's not like that. Fulfillment is as different as our human beings. You want to know what God or the universe likes? Look at the jungle, look at the forest. It's diverse, right? So most people think, well, I want to get that because they've been modeling somebody else, and that might work on how to achieve something. It'll never work for what fulfill you. How many people you know, like you, got what you thought you wanted, and you weren't fulfilled? And that, I always tell people, success without fulfillment is the ultimate failure. The ultimate failure. Because if you go at something and you fail and you're an achiever, you don't fail. You go, I learned something, I'll just try something else. I'm going to still get there. But when you succeed and you're not happy. So, a perfect example of this, I mentioned in the seminar you were there because it hit me about a year and a month ago. We lost what I consider a national treasure, Robin Williams. And I asked people, how many of you love Robin Williams? Everybody was all around the world, right? He made people laugh. People were touched by him. So how good was he at the science of achievement? I mean, he wanted to be a great comedian, make the whole world laugh. He did. He wanted to have his own TV show. He did. He wanted the #1 show. He did. He wanted to make movies. He did. He wanted to have an Academy Award for not being funny. That's what he did. Right? He did. Yeah. He said he wanted a beautiful family. He achieved everything, and he hung himself. And I know recently someone was saying, well, in nature, he had drug abuse, he had alcohol abuse most of his life because he made everybody happy but whom? Himself. That's the ultimate failure. So if I have no other message to offer your viewers, and let me get
Gotta put yourself first.
I believe our lives are controlled by one force, decisions. I certainly believe in force greater than myself. Call it God if you
Yo, what's up?
Whatever you want to call it, the universe. But I also
What's
believe
up,
it gives
Lost?
us choices. And the decisions we make
Welcome in, bro.
much more than the conditions we meet. It's not the conditions, it's your decisions. Decisions what to believe, decisions what to do, decisions what to give. I say to people, think about, look back 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 15 years ago, and think of a decision you made. That if you would have made a different decision, you'd have a totally different life today. Better or worse, I don't know, but totally different.
Yeah.
The most important decision you can make above any on the face of the earth is deciding that no matter what happens in your life, no matter what happens, you're going to live in a beautiful state. The decision to say, I am not going to suffer. That if suffering arises, pain's one thing, suffering's another. Suffering is when you're like, suffering could be worry, it could be anger, it could be frustration. It's anything that takes you out of a beautiful state. And here's what people don't get. You can end suffering by stop focusing on yourself and focus on something you want to serve greater than yourself. Your children, your wife, your mission, your life. You can get out of it in an instant because the nature of the human mind is to constantly compare things. Your mind, your brain is a 2 million year old device, and it is not designed to make you happy. It's designed to make you, it's designed to make you survive.
Right.
And that's why it's always looking for what's wrong. But it used to be what's wrong a saber-toothed tiger so I can protect myself. Now people are worried about what people think about them, or do they have enough money when 2/3 of the planet lives on $2 a day, and you're making $38,000, you're rich. The poorest of the poor in our country are considered rich. That's not, I'm not saying they should stay that way.
Right.
But you can only build on success. My goal would have you consider something. Life is short. We don't know how short it's going to be. But if you only had a week to live, I bet you wouldn't allow yourself to suffer over a little crap that makes you crazy normally. I think you would probably spend time with those you love. You would do what you love. You'd take awe in a sunset. You'd smell the air. You would take in everything in those final moments that you possibly do. So my thing is, why wait?
Right.
Right? Why wait? Why not just decide that if I start to suffer, I know the solution, because suffering is me obsessing about me. You might say, it's not me, I'm worried about my kids because they're not doing well. No, you're worried that you haven't done enough for your kids. It's about you still, right?
Yes.
You know, you're worried about what was done or what you should have done or what shouldn't have done. And you can end that in an instant by becoming aware of it and saying, I have made the most important decision of all.
Right.
I'm going to live in a beautiful state. Because here's what's going to happen. Anybody watching, you may lose a family member, you probably will. Somebody may get cancer. Your business the government might change the rules. They might change things radically and you can't even do anything about it. You might go bankrupt. You might get divorced. I don't say anybody will, but no one knows what's going to really happen in your life. Life's full of uncertainty, but here's what you can know. You can decide no matter what happens, you're going to have a great time. If somebody like...
We're going to have a good time. No matter fucking what. We're going to stay blessed and grateful.
And human beings have a capacity they've undersold themselves on. We think that the outside world determines how we feel. If people have to behave a certain way, if your husband or your wife, your kids, or your coworkers, or whoever, your boss, has to behave a certain way for you to be happy, and if they don't, you're unhappy, then you're always going to be unhappy. Because the more people around you, the more they're going to change that, because they're all human. Right? My invitation is, as great as it is to achieve, more important to enjoy. And if you can enjoy every moment in that state, when you're feeling loving and playful and passionate and curious and awe, you treat other people 100 times better than when you're feeling frustrated, pissed off, overwhelmed, worried, stressed, or feeling sorry for yourself. You're going to be a better parent, you're going to be a better lover, you're going to be a better business person, a better wife. So my soliloquy is, decide. Decide today. And actually say, what if I cut it off? What if I said, I'm not willing to settle and I'm just going to live in a beautiful state? Doesn't mean you won't go bad, it doesn't mean you won't stay there. You instantly change. But what the hell is success? It's hitting an expectation. And I always tell people, trade your expectations for appreciation, and it's a whole new world instantly. If you can appreciate this moment, if you can't find ecstasy in this moment, in a conversation with a friend, looking in your wife's eyes, being with your children, going on a run, if you can't find ecstasy now, I'm here to tell you, more money, more people, more love, more business, more anything is not going to give you more ecstasy. If you can't do it here now, you're not going to do it then when you got more. So why not do it now and have a rich life right now? Tell people, money, that's one thing. Like having financial abundance, there's skills, that's a science. But wealth, it's a decision. It's like you can be wealthy right now. I live in Fiji for a portion of the time. There are these villagers there. They're the richest people I know. They're happy, they laugh, they love, they don't give a damn about the economics. Other people say they're poor. When I first went there, I was trying to do things for them. They're like, what are you talking about? I'm so happy. Wealthy people come over from the United States and they go travel around and try to figure out what to do, and they're going to spend 9 years to do this and this and this, so they can finally sit down and be happy. And the Fijian guy goes, why don't you sit on the beach right now and have an experience?
Yep.
Why spend the 9 years? Why not have it now? That's my invitation.
Boss says, what's good in the hood, bro? I've been trying to get back into lifting, he says, after injuring my lower back in October. I know a lot about that, brother. Recently, just now, been getting back into running and rehab.
Formal education will make you a living. Self-education will make you a fortune.
Keep up the good fight, bro.
Formal education
I've had
is
sciatica
training,
4 times in my career,
and
so I know all
systematic
about
education.
lower
It is
back
what you
recovery.
learn in school
As you can
and
see by the
colleges.
inversion table, right,
There's nothing
literally
wrong with formal education,
behind me here. I'm pointing at
but
it.
is designed to get
I've
you a
had to
job
go through my own sciatica
or make
program. I
you
worked with a
living.
physical
It is
therapist,
not designed to make
Jason,
you
in Glens
financially
Falls, New
free
York.
or mentally strong.
And I competed in 20 professional shows, or 20 natural bodybuilding shows, the men's physique and classic, and I've won 2 professional shows.
With formal education.
Uh,
It is for people who want limited risk.
You can recover from anything, is what I'm trying to tell you. Don't let this too shall pass. Whether you believe in God or whatever religion or whatever, just know that everything is temporary. So when times are really bad, don't think that's how life is going to be in a year. You need to keep that law of attraction, positive, optimistic mindset, knowing that I'm going to recover, I'm going to prosper, I'm going to persevere, I'm going to overcome, I'm going to adapt, I'm going to heal. Because if you sit there in the moping and the victimization and the survival and the sympathy, that's where you stay. You stay in that low vibrational frequency of stagnancy, and you wither and cripple the fuck away. So keep fighting, keep moving, brother. Keep stretching, keep decompressing. I don't know if your injury is correlated to your sciatic nerve, but I believe in you. I believe in you. You got this. You got this.
It is the self-pride that comes when you extend yourself.
You got this.
It is not the money or the house that will bring you the joy. It is the pride in knowing you earned the money and the house. That is where the value is. And you won't get the money or the house without it. You won't get anything more.
It feels like I always have fucking people showing up in my chat with lower back problems. It's like universe is sending them here. And they know. God is like, listen, this is where you need to go. You're having lower back pain? Go talk to this guy. I'm serious. I feel like I'm the fucking messenger. That is a prophet. But it's not ego. It's not like I am someone to be worshipped or want to be. It's that I know that I have a divine mission to show people and remind them of their healing powers and their capability to manifest again.
You cannot change your destination overnight.
They're laws
You can change your direction.
of God-given human nature.
Nothing worthwhile is built overnight. The overnight success is a myth. But one thing that can change instantly is your attitude. You can decide in an instant that your life will change, and if you keep that promise to yourself, that could be the moment that everything does change. You can decide enough is enough. You can decide no more. You can decide from this moment. It only takes a moment. If you are not willing to risk the unusual, you will have to settle for the ordinary. Life is a risk. It is a risk to turn down a safe job to go after your dreams. The risk is failure. The risk is embarrassment. The risk is suffering. But perhaps the risk is taking the option that will almost certainly lead to regret down the track. Regret is almost guaranteed when you choose an easy option.
Don't choose the easy option out of fear. You're paralyzing yourself, and you don't even know it.
I guess it is pretty obvious that every great success story on this earth was a great risk taker. Great rewards can only come following great risk. You can't win the raffle unless you have a ticket. And in the game of success, the ticket is risk.
brave enough to try anyway. If you don't like how things are, change it. You're not a tree. Many people complain about their situation when they have the power to change it. Whether the change is going to be comfortable or not, if you have the power to change and you want to change, change. Perhaps the greatest destruction of the human spirit is when we go against our own intuition. Worse is when we go against our intuition, then complain and blame others for our situation. If you want to change, change.
Up.
Take responsibility for where you are and trust you have the capabilities to learn and grow enough to get where you want to go. Either you run the day or the day runs you. Don't say, if I could, I would. Say, if I can, I will.
George,
When it comes to how we
welcome
live our
in.
lives, all of us
He says I had the same
have
inversion
two
table
choices.
throughout
We
my
can
back,
choose
moving
to
it all the
take
time.
control of the day, get on the
Shit.
front foot and believe we can change our reality. Or we can be at the mercy of circumstance, believing we can only respond to reality. I challenge you to find any great human being who allowed life to dictate their reality. Great people.
I'm gonna do a set of it right now.
Successful people take control of the day. They take control of each moment and try to create a better.
It's pretty easy to move. It's like
each and every action
20, 30 pounds.
Mentality is everything. You really do decide.
I feel like I can get under this.
Serve to you. Do you create?
Yeah, I can lift this like dumbbells.
Or do you wait for life or circumstances?
I've seen you do dumbbells like this heavier than this. How are you throwing out your back moving an inversion table, George?
We must all
But lateral raise and heavier dumbbells.
the pain of discipline or the pain of regret or disappointment. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. For every
It's all
discipline
in
that
your
you
head.
have is a multiple reward. There perhaps is no greater single word when it comes to
It's
achievement,
all
growth, success,
in the
and even
head.
happiness. Discipline is everything, and in discipline there are many rewards. Those with the discipline to follow through consistently are those who will succeed in the end. The discipline to say no when you need to. The discipline to say yes when you don't want to. The discipline to work hard. The discipline to be consistent in all areas of your life. It's not the huge actions that matter long term. It is the tiny but frequent daily disciplines compounded over years that will lead to your greatest success. Success is neither magical or mysterious. Success is the natural consequence of consistently applying the basic fundamentals. You don't get paid for the hour. You get paid for the value you bring to the hour. Those who are paid the most because they bring the most value to their fellow humans. There's nothing magical or mysterious about success. It's pretty straightforward, uninteresting, and unexciting.
Wow.
And that is precisely why most people give up. It's the consistency that brings success, not the magic. There's no secrets. Just keep showing up every day, improving, growing, and adding value, and eventually you will be rewarded.
I don't think that helped me right now, honestly. I think there's a time and place, and mid-session maybe is not the time for fucking inversion table.
Don't even wish you were better. Be prepared to work for your better.
Yesterday,
To earn your
I did every single upper body muscle you could think of,
happiness is not something you
but I did
postpone
split
for
it
the
up
future.
properly.
Something you design for the
Earlier in the day, I did
And now we
chest,
come to the most important piece.
biceps, forearms, abs, and calves.
Emotional
And then I did a later session
Happiness, says
of
Jim
back
Rohn, is not something you
and triceps.
postpone for the future. You don't put it off for one day when I get that car or when
And now we're hitting legs today, and my body is feeling it.
person into my life.
But I'm feeling great.
Happiness is something you design
It's
Something you decide for the
it's
present,
growing
for right
pains.
now. You decide every day to be happy by the choices you make every day.
Let's go back
You
into
decide what kind
adduction.
of day you are going to have by the time you allocate every morning.
150 pounds. We started with 90 here. We're gonna take it slow, squeeze, full range of motion, stretch.
Meditation, learning things that make you feel good, things that keep your mind on the positive.
Good.
One day will never come if your primary goals are materialistic, because one day always turns into more and never enough. Decide you have enough. Live and feel like you have more than enough, and life will always deliver to you more. Decide that the primary importance of your life is not material things, but feelings. How you feel should always be the most important, because that is why people chase material things in the first place. They think they will feel better in having them. Just decide to feel better first. Then you will always have enough. Take care of your body. It's the only place you have to live. An important message in a world where not many seem to care what enters their body. Of equal importance to your mental health is your physical health, and they're often inseparable for a truly quality life. Treat your body like you would the greatest love of your life. Feed it with nutrients that will make it feel alive, giving you more energy to live the life you deserve to live. Some people plant in the spring and leave in the summer. If you're signed up for a season, see it through. You don't have to stay forever, but at least stay until you see it through. If you signed up for a better life, see it through. If you signed up for a successful business, see it through.
See, George, all you said is LOL. So you know I'm right. Maybe this is a sign that you need to use the inversion table. Because it's not going to be comfortable. And even if you are a little stiff afterward, which I felt, it's initial fear because you're moving and stretching certain muscles and pressure off that fucking sciatic nerve in the lower back, and you've had so much compression over the years just from gravity of the decompression of walking and carrying our body weight. But with what we do with our squats, our deadlifts, any leg movements, the compression on our spine over time really does add up, and it causes tension not only in our lower back, but it can shoot up through those neuroreceptors and disrupt our clarity of mind, our cognitive function. So when we take the time and utilize our tools like our inversion table and do our daily stretches and take our therapy just as serious as our training regimen and our artistic posing and nutrition plans, well, then we're going to give ourselves more growth capability when we come back and attack our next session. So I've been utilizing my Epsom salt baths more. I've been going outside, utilizing my Flex Pro ice packs to get my ice bath at the perfect temperature for cold therapy outside. All these little things, and even decompressing with dead hangs, is going to be just as or close to as beneficial as utilizing an inversion table. But that little bit of pressure I felt after doing that one set mid-session is already gone. Jumping right back into this adductor set. Oh, fuck yeah. Big fucking legs, tree trunk limbs, champion fucking legs. Yep. Champion fucking legs up.
Nothing is over for the person who refuses to give up. There is no failure to the
Oh, George, you'll like this. I'm doing a photo shoot. I'm doing a real photo shoot soon. I'd like to do another one with you and Tommy and get a session in soon. But I'm coming on my chrysalis. Somebody offered me a paid photo shoot, so I'm gonna do it. And they're driving up to me and paying me. So that it boosts your confidence and it reminds you of the passion of why you started what you do. Just like you doing it for Tommy and I and everyone in the gym there. I love being around people who are passionate about what they do. I want to grow with bodybuilding, see the artistic aspect of the symmetry and all of the vascularity, the deep striations, the definition, and the muscularity.
And nor should they. But that is precisely where growth lies. In the challenges and the struggle that come from pushing for what you really want in life. Those who refuse to go after what they truly want in life.
Yep.
They might not have to suffer through setbacks. They don't have to live with the embarrassment of failure. But they will have to.
He did say 65 an hour
And that is regret.
for a regular fitness photo shoot, or 100 an hour if we do nude shots.
Going to be failure. There is
What would you guys do? I've got strong boundaries, and he is another professional just like you. Shit. That's $35 extra an hour, bros.
something much more valuable. Pride.
I might do some boudoir.
Pride and character only come from growth.
We might do some professional boudoir shot.
Yourself. You can't buy it. You have to earn it.
$100 an hour. That's a childhood dream. Yeah, it's not a set schedule where I can do it 7 days a week, but
10 years from now.
it would be awesome to have that.
What will look like. Have a look at your
To
daily
train and go be a muse for $100 an hour.
Your future will be strong. If they are designed to move you toward a life you want,
Oh, baby, 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 up.
you won't. You have to be intentional about how you spend your time.
Big fucking adductors, yeah.
That will over time lead to strong habits.
Strong adductors, good.
A goal is a dream with a deadline. Goals are great, but without deadlines, they are wishes, hopes, dreams. Dreams can only come true if you get serious about them. And the first step to getting serious about your goals is to set a deadline
Shit.
for when you must achieve it. It should be difficult enough to reach to get you moving immediately, but realistic enough to attain.
Welcome in, music. I hope you're having a great day, bro.
Another way of saying it is, the person you are right
Thank you.
now
They're
should
swollen
not be
right
able
now.
To achieve it, you will have to grow into someone else entirely by pushing yourself in a positive way to make sure it's achieved. That is a goal. When defeat comes, accept it as a signal that your plans are not sound. Rebuild those plans and set sail once more.
Yep.
towards your coveted goal. Defeat comes to all of us. Most of us.
Fuck
give up.
yes, there we go. I was waiting for your response. I'm like, did he leave?
Visit you. Take responsibility. What
Music says tons of separation in those muscles, damn. And George on YouTube would love to do another photo shoot. I was just texting Tommy because 528 last year, no shot, it's been a year, was our first photo shoot. Hard to believe it's been a year.
There are no limits to the mind except those we acknowledge. Napoleon Hill, there were no limits.
It's not anymore for me. I'm done fucking lying. I'm done saying that. We say that every Christmas, every holiday that's made up.
Never have been great.
No, time is just,
Never know they existed.
it does go by fast. That's why I'm trying to embrace every moment. I'm trying to live life like it is a fucking movie. Because it is. It's our own fucking autobiography. if we make it that way. It's our own book if we choose to be the producer, the author, the director. Let's do this. I'm going to shred these legs up and grow some more muscles for these photo shoots. Do it, more pics, music says. Yes, they're coming. But we can't avoid this work and just sit here and yap about it. We got to fucking train and look and be prepared for it. You don't get behind a fucking expensive DSLR camera with a professional photographer without a physique that drips passion, consistency, effort, and discipline. Pure dedication. So get the fuck in your machine, put the damn thing to full stack, 205 pounds, the whole damn machine, all of the weight, and you squeeze, you fucking squeeze, you bring it all the way in. You don't focus on anything else, not the past, not the future, just this moment. You come out and you stretch all the fucking way. Love it. Feel it. Let the fucking sweat just drip off of you. Let the fibers stretch and burn in your inner thighs.
The government can tax you to the hills, but no one can tax your mind.
No one can tax your mind.
You control. No one and no event can conquer you but yourself. Take care of your mind.
Jesus.
There is nothing more important. Nurture it with positive thoughts, with teachings that help you grow, with anything and everything that makes you feel better, stronger as a human being. There is nothing more important. The way of success is the way of continuous pursuit of knowledge. Deliberately seek the company of people who influence you to think and act on building the life you desire. Education comes from within. You get it by struggle and effort and thought. No one ever got ahead by acting like they knew everything about everything. Be humble enough to know you don't know everything. Be curious enough to seek new knowledge everywhere you go, in books, in teaching, and in everyone you speak with. There's always something to learn from everyone. Surround yourself with mostly people that will either enhance your future or make you feel good in the present. You are the master of your destiny. You can influence, direct, and control your own environment. You can make your life what you want it to be. If you cannot do great things,
Oh, hi, Pop.
in a great way, don't wait. The time will never be just right. Start where you stand and work with whatever tools you may have at your command.
Hi, Pop.
As you go along.
Oh, yes. Oh, God, yes. Up. Oh, these are growth reps. Oh, God. Fucking focus. Oh, God. It doesn't burn, Trav. Just shut up and squeeze.
Your life is like an egg. Now, if an egg is broken by an outside force, life ends. But if it's broken by an inside force, life begins. Great things begin on the inside.
Motivation
As a saying, strong mind.
He shaved the faces of gentlemen
Limitless life.
who never thereafter were heard of again.
Limitless mind.
Did Sweeney Todd? Did Sweeney Todd? Elijah Rock.
Framework.
Shout, shout. Elijah Rock. Coming up, Lord Elijah. 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 Elijah Rock. Elijah Rock. Shout, shout. Elijah Rock. Coming up, Lord Elijah. 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 Elijah.
Is called your mindset. Your mindset.
Yes.
Attitudes on what you believe is possible. What you believe you deserve.
Oh.
What you believe is your power. And so that's your mindset. Now the second circle is your motivation.
I start singing when I get passionate sometimes mid-set. I can't help it.
They think motivation is getting hyped up, going to an event. But the evidence that you are
That's
motivated
my
is that
definition
you
of getting
do
hyped up.
something. You can say you're motivated. You can feel
Music
you're
says I love the
motivated,
passion. Thank you.
acting and working out, or reading, or doing the things you need to do.
Get back to
You're
it,
not
yes.
really motivated, are you?
That one was great. I don't even know how many reps that was. Those are the best sets. When I get lost and I started singing Sweeney fucking Todd.
This is the key to sustain.
I started singing Elijah Rock.
Some people think about limits.
Bros,
They think about
those are the best sets.
Cooper and
I lost.
Bradley Cooper goes from 0 to
I lost feeling because I was so concentrated on the muscles that the pain, it didn't exist. I was so focused on the present moment that
all his motivation. So what's the key to sustainable?
the pain didn't matter because I know it's going to cease to exist, and it's what's going to take over, like Eric Thomas said, is so much better.
Motivation is
The results to come.
your methods. Your methods are the strategies, the techniques, the tools.
Fuck yeah, I have TF shorts. Grab a pair.
For achieving that goal.
Right here, actually.
In the book, we talk
Oh,
about
that's perfect.
accelerated learning and the methods
TuckerFitness.net. You can grab a pair of these.
improvement on focus, concentration, on how to study technical.
Just go to new arrivals and slide down a bit. There's all sorts of stuff. We got
mindset and the
boonie caps. We got backpacks. We got tanks. We got sweatshirts. We got sweatpants. We got shorts. You can get these right here. And you can get them off. You can get them at 10% off. Just promo code Tucker10. TUCKER10. And you're going to get 10% off right on your order. I ship worldwide. So it don't matter if you're fucking here in the United States or across the world where I just was in Athens, Greece, or fuck, Russia, China. I ship anywhere. I'm going to fill up my water, guys. I love you.
And there are mindset books and motivational books and mindset speakers and motivational speakers, and there are inspirational speakers and inspirational books and inspirational movies. Where mindset crosses over with methods, you believe it's possible and you know what
You know what?
to do. That's ideation.
I'm going to fill it up with you guys.
It's an idea because you lack the what?
Just to show you
Motivation. And
my level of patience and concern about the purification and the alkalinity of my water consumption.
But you can still be stuck in that box because you're only going to be able to achieve what you believe is possible, what you believe you are capable of, what you believe you deserve.
Yes.
So, for example, when people see me on stage, I often have a number of people stand up, maybe 50 or 100 people.
Good.
And I'll memorize all their names, forwards and backwards, or there'll be 100 numbers or 100 words, and I'll memorize those. And I always tell people, I don't do this to impress you. I do this to express to you what's truly possible. But here's the thing, you just were not taught. If anything, you were taught a lie. You were taught a limit. A lie is a limited idea entertainment.
All right, what's the next,
That's what
Chad?
lie stands for me. A limited idea.
Wait, right back into
entertainment.
adductors.
It's not necessarily true.
That full
So
stack
you
set is
learn
what we
in my
needed.
book, for example, how to remember names.
Right back into it.
Method, but your mindset is, oh, I'm too old, or I'm too stupid, or I have
No.
horrible memory. Your brain is like a supercomputer, and your self-talk is a So if you tell yourself you're not good at remembering names, you will not remember person you meet because you program your supercomputer not to. In fact, that is step one.
I am fantastic at remembering names.
You need to be able to upgrade your mindset. And where it starts is your self-talk. People come to me all the time and say, Jim, I have a horrible memory. Jim, I'm not smart enough. And I always say, stop. If you fight for your limitations, you get to keep them. If you fight for your limitations, they're yours. And here's the thing, when you have that negative self-talk, your mind is always eavesdropping on your self-talk. So you want to keep it positive. And the best way of doing it is just self-awareness. Notice that inner voice. And when you say something negative like, oh, I don't have a great memory, then just add a little word at the end, like yet. I don't have a great memory yet. And it opens up the possibility. So that's step one, is to upgrade your mindset and control your self-talk. Step 2, 3, and 4 come in the form of your motivation formula. Now there's a key formula for achieving sustainable motivation. And if you procrastinate, you put things off, or you sabotage, you need to look at your motivation. The 3-step formula is this. P times E times S3. P times E times S3. So the P stands for purpose. When you want to be motivated, I want you to ask yourself this question. Why must I do this? What are all the benefits
I said I was gonna be a fucking fitness model.
that I'll achieve by doing this thing? And what are the
And that's
consequences
fucking exactly what I am.
if I do not do this? So the P is
I am what I say I am.
great book.
And I will continue to demonstrate fitness model champion qualities.
I do this. The E
Professional athleticism.
motivation is this.
Champion mindset.
Here's what my mind did. I
Goal orientation.
thought experiment and I said I want to build the ultimate motivation.
Purposeful driven, passionate nature.
Purpose. Will they always be motivated? And I thought, no.
Synchronicities all around me every single day. Divine connection to source.
They're motivated, they have purpose to work out, they know all the reasons and all the benefits.
In Jesus' name, thank you.
Maybe they have a newborn and they didn't sleep for 2 days in a row. What are they going to do? You're not going to be motivated because they love
Adaptation and transformative energy
We're famous for taking
that cannot be explained or fathomed. It can only be
a week, but you ate a really
God Himself.
meal and you're in a food coma. You can have all the reasons and purpose.
I pop.
Mental fatigue and brain fog, so you can't get yourself motivated to read. You need to optimize.
Ancestral
In the
guidance.
book, we talk a lot about the best brain foods, how to
Oh.
optimize your sleep, so much more. But you need to tap into that well of energy.
Tapping into the capability to endure like no other.
Ultimate motivated human being, and you have the purpose, and that person has unlimited
Sacrificial purpose, sacrificial love.
And I thought, no, something's missing. If that thing is too big, your goal
Devotion.
is too intimidating or too confusing. Like maybe your goal is to find yourself.
I pop. I'm right here with you up.
Maybe your goal is to have, you know, the perfect. S3 stands for small. Here's how you get that small, simple step.
Understood.
This question. What that allow me progress towards this goal where I cannot fail?
Yep,
What is the
yep.
smallest action I can take that allows me progress towards this
It doesn't
goal
hurt.
where I cannot fail?
It doesn't even hurt at all.
Very little effort, very little energy.
All it does
Maybe
is
you're not
bring
gonna
growth
think, "Oh, I gotta
and
work out
small
every single
muscle
day."
tears in the
Maybe
right
small,
proper
simple
areas,
step
which
to
I
be
will
motivated is
replenish with proper amino acids, proper proteins, proper complex carbohydrates, nutrients, unsaturated fats, all of the minerals, sodium, all these anti-inflammatory
yard by yard,
spices,
inch by inch, it's a cinch.
all the digestive aid you can think of,
Tiny steps.
thoughts
So far,
constructed
in order to build this and create this limitless
and focused
life,
purely
limitless life. First,
on
control
growth,
your self-talk, your thoughts, your upgrade your
perseverance.
Second, find your purpose. Third, optimize your energy through the great food, stress management, optimizing your sleep, and 7 other things we talk about in the limitless
I
life.
love having big glutes,
Small, simple,
and full range of motion.
and your fifth key for creating
I love not having sharp pains. I love not having tight, constricted ligaments and cartilage and tendons. I love being loosey-goosey, yet still strong, capable,
What you want to do is upgrade your
a conqueror,
abilities, your methods, your skills,
always able to adapt and overcome.
your destiny, if you will. And the challenge is, when's the last time you upgraded your skills? And I think if there's one skill to master in the 21st century, especially today, it's your ability to learn faster. If there was a genie who could grant you any one wish, but just one wish, what would you wish for? Infinite wishes, right? Millions of wishes. Well, if I was your learning genie and I could help you learn any one subject or any one skill, become a master, any one subject or any one skill, what would the equivalent be of asking for infinite wishes? What skill or subject? It would be learning how to what? Learning how to learn. Because if you can learn how to learn, you can grant all your wishes. You can apply that towards money, towards
You do a good
marketing,
amount of stretching,
towards
totally
management,
beneficial. Amen.
Towards Mandarin, towards music, towards martial arts. Everything
Let me
in your
block
life
this viewer
gets
bot
easier.
quick.
Learning how to learn is the most important skill. To
Gotta
apply
ban this
it
viewer
towards
bot.
something like upgrading your brain, like you would upgrade your phone.
Banned.
And simple things that you could do.
I'm gonna be doing a stretching session tonight. 100%.
How to remember names, how to learn a language, how to read 2 or 3
More than
times
beneficial,
faster, how to focus
honestly,
and concentrate. Because
necessary at this point in your career. You get to a certain age, it's not beneficial, it's fucking necessary. And I'm telling you, I'm not even suggesting, I'm telling you. If you're gonna lift like I do, or however you can at your extremity and intensity, it's not beneficial, it's necessary. And I'm still seeing people think that yoga is demonic. I don't know if it's just the algorithm at this point trying to fuck with me, or if people are actually batshit fucking crazy. But yoga, for the last time, is literally dynamic, active stretching. Straight from, this will help, straight from the NASM Personal Fitness Training book. The National Academy of Sports Medicine. My nephew currently has my Natural Bodybuilding Bible with dozens, if not hundreds, of cut out specific particular quotes from greats, philosophers, prophets, everyone from millennia, with all the knowledge upon nutrition, upon stretching, foam rolling, certain intricate exercises. I have hundreds, dozens, if not hundreds, of notebooks with precise, organic grocery lists of organic fruits, vegetables, essential complex carbohydrates, and lean meats. It's the work that you commit to. It's a lifestyle. Yoga has nothing to do with the devil. You choose to listen to evil temptations or be led by evil people. But why would you associate an active, dynamic muscle, joint, cartilage, ligaments, tendons, loosening of inflammation and built-up tension? Why would you associate decompression of the spine? Why would you associate developing the capability to have full range of motion with your training exercises, or just your range of motion to squat down and pick something up, or to put your socks and shoes on in the morning? Why would you associate such an activity with a demon or a devil? You would rather have tightness and stiffness in your lower back and shame people who get on all fours and engage in a cat-cow
Service to others is the rent you pay.
release of tension in their L5.
Giving is its own reward.
You would rather keep that fixed, stern mindset. The devil is in that one. Oh, the devil must be inside this one. My life is so organized, tidy, perfect. You'd rather just point fingers and point judgment. Demons, devil, Satan himself. Instead of actually developing a perspective, studying a career, studying philosophies, realizing this person has lifted 816 pounds for 10 reps. Not just once. Squatted 711. Deadlifted like 500 for 100 reps once. That sounds insane. There's videos. So it doesn't matter anymore. My achievements don't sound real. It's the truth. Some of my achievements, they sound fugazi. So I don't even talk about them. Some of the shit I've been through, you get labeled crazy, schizophrenic. So you can't talk about it. You can't even fucking talk about it anymore. Because nobody cares. Or worse yet, they'll label you and then bring up false accusations or some shit against you. And then you'll end up in a courtroom for no fucking reason. So, you know what? Wisdom is the ability to go fucking silent. To be the observer. You are the observer. An observer leads. You don't need to shout anymore. Show again and again why you have all these trophies, why you have all these cover photos, why you have a certificate of authority hung up on your wall, why you received a letter from the government, and why you're going to hop right back into your machine with the full stack of weight and do it like it's not even there, like it's a feather, light as a fucking feather. Watch. I'm not taking any credit away from Jesus Christ or God, but I'm telling you, I have a direct connection that tells me you can't just get on your fucking knees and heal back pain. The same way you got into that is the same way you're going to get out of it. And it's patience, it's gradual, it's soul over ego, it's small yoga, dynamic active stretching movements, consistent daily actions. You don't even need the machines, but this is a form of yoga on the ground. Just doing this and coming up, you're going to be relieving all this tension in your fucking neck. In your chin, you built up all this tension in your lower back muscles. And people would rather sit and talk about political fucking bullshit parties, separation, divide and distract, conquering tactics, and the capitalistic slavery beast system that you're stuck in, rather than work on their health and their full body function. That's all we have. When that goes away, you don't care about anything else. And I'm speaking from God, I'm speaking from fucking experience, because I've been through it. When you lose your capability to stand, let alone walk, everything else ceases to matter. You need to regain your balance, regain your strength, regain your divine connection to God.
And because they confound leadership so much,
so stop playing into their fucking games.
We want to work in a place with purpose, love that. We want to make an impact, what does that mean? We want free food and beanbags. And so somebody articulates some sort of purpose, there's lots of free food and there's beanbags, and yet for some reason they're still not happy. And that's because the
there's a missing piece. What I've learned is that I can break it down into 4 pieces, right? There are four things, 4 characteristics. One is parenting, the other one is technology, the third is impatience, and the fourth is environment. The generation that we call the millennials, too many of them grew up subject to, not my words, failed parenting strategies. Where, for example, they were told that they were special all the time. They were told that they could have anything they want in life, just because they wanted. Some of them got into honors classes, not because they deserved it, because their parents complained. And some of them got A's, not because they earned them, but because the teachers didn't want to deal with the parents. Some kids got participation medals. They got a medal for coming in last, right? Which the science we know is pretty clear, which is it values the medal and the reward for those who actually work hard. And that actually makes the person who comes in last feel embarrassed because they know they didn't deserve it, so it actually makes them feel worse, right? So you take this group of people, when they graduate school and they get a job, and they're thrust into the real world, and in an instant they find out they're not special, their moms can't get them a promotion, that you get nothing for coming in last, and by the way, you can't just have it because you want it. In an instant, their entire self-image is shattered. And so you have an entire generation that's growing up with lower self-esteem than previous generations. The other problem, to compound it, is we're growing up in a Facebook, Instagram world. In other words, we're good at putting filters on things. We're good at showing people that life is amazing even though I'm depressed. And so everybody sounds tough, and everybody sounds like they got it all figured out. The reality is there's very little toughness, and most people don't have it figured out. And so when the more senior people say, well, what should we do? They sound like, this is what you gotta do. And they have no clue. So you have an entire generation growing up with lower self-esteem than previous generations, right? Through no fault of their own. No fault of their own, right? They were dealt a bad hand. Now, let's add in technology. We know that engagement with social media and our cell phones releases a chemical called dopamine. That's why when you get a text, it feels good. Wow. Right? So, we've all had it where you're feeling a little bit down or feeling a little bit lonely. And so you send out 10 texts to 10 friends, hi, 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 hi. Because it feels good when you get
I've been corrected.
It's why we count the likes.
Must demonize useful habits.
To see if my Instagram is growing slower.
I don't know what you mean.
Wrong? Do they not like me anymore?
Are you one of the ones that thinks yoga is of the devil?
Unfriended, right? Because we know when you get a hit of dopamine, which feels good. It's why we like it. It's why we keep going back to it. Dopamine is the exact same chemical that makes us feel good when we smoke, when we drink, and when we gamble. In other words, it's highly...
Nah, that comment was for a previous topic. Oh.
We have age restrictions.
Must demonize useful habits.
And alcohol, and we have no age restrictions.
Oh, yeah. You're talking about them, saying they must demonize useful habits to try to maybe bring you down or something.
By the way, this adolescence thing, and it gets you down.
I'm just trying to process the thought. I'm still recovering in between set.
That's basically what happens. You have an entire generation that has access to an addictive, numbing...
I'm not trying to go full cold and capitalistic focused. I gotta respect my time and my energy, but I still give.
When we're very, very young, the only approval we need is the approval of...
I still give. I'm a giver at heart. I'm a lover. I'm not a hater. Ziz said, haters gonna hate. I'm saying, lover's gonna love.
It's a highly, highly stressful and anxious period of our lives, and we're supposed to learn to rely on our friends. Some people, quite by accident, discover alcohol and numbing effects of dopamine to help them cope with the stresses and anxieties of adolescence. Unfortunately, that becomes hardwired in their brains, and for the rest of their lives, when they suffer significant stress, they will not credit for a person.
We're gonna get into the abduction now.
Stress, financial stress, career stress. That's pretty much the primary reason why an alcoholic drinks, right? What's happening is because we're allowing unfettered access to these dopamine-producing devices and media, basically it's becoming hardwired, and what we're seeing is as they grow older, too many kids don't know how to form deep, meaningful relationships. Their words, not mine. They will admit that many of their friendships they will admit that their friends, that they don't count on their friends, they don't rely on their friends, they have fun with their friends, but they also know that their friends will cancel off them if something better comes along. Deep, meaningful relationships are not there because they've never practiced the skill set, and worse, they don't have the coping mechanisms to deal with stress. So when significant stress starts to show up in their lives, they're not they're turning to these things which offer temporary relief. We know, the science is clear, we know that people who spend more time on Facebook suffer higher rates of depression than people who spend less time on Facebook. These things balance. Alcohol is not bad, too much alcohol is bad. Gambling is fun, too much gambling is dangerous. There's nothing wrong with social media and cell phones. It's the imbalance. If you're sitting at dinner with your friends,
I think I need a little bit of gambling in my life. I've had this like anti-gambling. I don't fucking gamble at all. I think he just convinced me, and I've been having these thoughts of a future Vegas trip with the right people. You know, it may be beneficial. If I lose $1,000, I can come back from it. But who knows? Maybe I triple. Maybe I am lucky. I know I'm blessed, and I know that I've created my own luck. But maybe I am lucky because I'm discovering that there is such a thing as luck. People have become successful upon luck. But I didn't want that. I really didn't want that. I wanted to get to a certain point and be like, wow, I fucking earned this. Without cheating, without manipulating, without stealing, even without lying. With fair fucking business. Providing a product, a service, or a time period. And earning.
you don't even have to learn how to be like,
But
you don't even have to learn and practice.
who knows?
You don't have to be the uncomfortable one who says yes.
Maybe I am the lucky one too, but I've been avoiding it.
I'm a stud. Right? You don't have to learn the social coping mechanisms. Everything you want, you can.
Society will shame you for not having a house, but then I have friends now that have a house,
Job satisfaction.
and they sit and they tell me, not complaining, just it is regret, them saying that's what they want from you. They want every American to have a loan, a fucking $200,000 house, and all of this built up fucking debt, and a mortgage for fucking life. There is no right answer. You just need to listen to your intuition and do what God or your soul, your intuition commands you to do. Without comparing yourself, without being judgmental toward whatever somebody else chose.
But there's still a middle. And so what this young generation needs to learn is patience. That some things that really, really matter, like love, or job fulfillment, joy, love of life, self-confidence, a skill set, any of these things, all of these things take time. Sometimes you can expedite pieces of it, but the overall journey is arduous and long and difficult. And if you don't ask for help and learn that skill set, you will fall off the mountain, or you will. The worst case scenario, and we're already seeing it. The worst case scenario is we're seeing an increase in suicide rates. We're seeing an increase in this generation. We're seeing an increase in accidental deaths due to drug overdoses. We're seeing more and more kids drop out of school or take leaves of absence due to depression. Unheard of. This is really bad. The best case scenario, those are all bad cases, right? The best case scenario is you'll have an entire population growing up and going through life and just never really finding joy. They'll never really find deep fulfillment in work growing up. They'll just walk through life and it'll be just, it's fine. How's your job? It's fine. It's interesting. How's your relationship? It's fine. Like that's the best case scenario. Which leads me to the fourth point, which is we're taking this amazing group of young, fantastic kids who were just dealt a bad hand. It's no fault of their own. And we put them in corporate environments that care more about the numbers than they do about the kids. They care more about the short-term gains than the long-term life of this young human being. We care more about the year than the lifetime, right? And so we are putting them in corporate environments that aren't helping them build their confidence, that aren't helping them.
Surround yourself with good people. It'll be a good time no matter what you do. Amen, bro.
The digital world and finding more balance.
Amen.
That isn't helping them overcome the
Wow.
have instant gratification and teach them the joys and impact and the fulfillment you get from working hard on something for a long time that cannot be done in a month or even in a year.
Let's go into
corporate environments, and the worst part about
some
it is
quads.
they blame themselves. They think it's them who can't do it. So it makes it all worse. It's not. I'm here to tell them it's not them. It's the corporations. It's the corporate environments. It's the total lack of good leadership in our world today that is making them feel the way they do. They were dealt a bad hand, and I hate to say it, but it's the company's responsibility. Sucks to be you. Like, we have no choice, right? This is what we got, and I wish that society and their parents did a better job. They didn't. So we're getting them in our company, and we now have to pick up the slack. We have to work extra hard to figure out the ways that we build their companies. We have to work extra hard to find ways to teach them the social
Chat, something I've learned again recently is that isolateral light quad extensions are really beneficial to build up your quads.
Nobody go, this is what we all do. We all sit here and wait for the meeting to start.
Hear me out. This is something I probably have always fucking known, but you got to relearn sometimes. Because you want to throw on a lot and just go to town. But you learn that those sets of fucking 50 to 100 reps, whether it's isolateral or both, those high repetition sets with lighter weight, you're hitting shit that you don't hit when you're just using those fast twitch fibers. And you're not controlling the weight as much.
And we have to create mechanisms where we allow for those little innocuous interactions to happen. But when we allow cell phones to compensate, we just, okay, have a meeting.
Okay, so I'm going to start with my right leg here. I'm going to leave my left leg just pulled all the way down.
I'm not going to answer that.
There we go.
Mr. Magnetic, you know? When you're out for dinner with your friends, like, I do this with my friends. When we're going out for dinner and we're leaving together, we'll leave our cell phones at home. Maybe one of us will bring a phone in case we need to or take a picture of our meal. I'm an idealist, but I'm not insane. It looked really good. We'll take one phone. And so it's like an alcoholic. The reason we take the alcohol out of the house is because we cannot trust our willpower. We're just not strong enough. But when you remove the temptation, it actually makes it a lot easier. And so when you just say, don't check your phone, people literally will go like this. And somebody will go to the bathroom, and what's the first thing we do? Because I wouldn't want to look around the restaurant for a minute and a half. But if you don't have the phone, you just kind of enjoy the world. And that's where ideas happen. The constant engagement is not where you have innovation and ideas. Ideas happen when our minds wander and we see something and we could do that. That's called innovation. Right? But we're taking away all those little moments. You should not, none of us should charge our phones by our beds. We should be charging our phones in the living rooms. Right? Remove the temptation.
Oh.
Check your phone. It makes it worse. But if it's in the living room, it's relaxed. It's fine. But it's my alarm clock. Buy an alarm clock. I'll buy you an alarm clock. But the point is that we now, in industry, whether we like it or not,
Shit. Underutilized. See this burn? I can't achieve the same burn with fucking 3 blues to 2 reds. Just a little mere 25-pound green plate here.
It's the right thing to do.
Oh. I don't know what I'm at. Shit.
And now it turns out that stress, the problem that fear generates, stress,
is responsible for up to 90% of all disease. We have to learn to let go of the fear. Consciousness needs to change. It's the chronic fear chemistry itself that is the cause of the problem. Change your mind, you change the chemistry, and therefore you become empowered. I'd like to discuss today the concept of how fear influences our biology. What we understand from the nature of epigenetics is that the composition of the blood is actually what controls our genetic activity. That the composition of that blood, the chemistry of it, is based on the perceptions that we hold in our mind. And when we start to hold a perception of fear, we release different chemistry in the blood to prepare us to protect ourselves from the fear that we believe is going to affect us. So I go, well, what happens? I say, when we hold a picture of fear, one of the things that happens is we start to get mobilized to get our body to respond to that fear. And most of us know that mobilization is related to the adrenal system, the fight system built into our body. So I say, well, what happens physiologically when we're experiencing fear in our mind? And the answer is the brain releases elements such as stress hormones as cortisol and norepinephrine, as well as agents that affect the immune system such as histamine or cytokines. I go, so what is the collective response of the chemistry of fear in the blood? And the answer is it redirects the flow of energy in our body. Understand this, that the blood is controlling the energy because that's where all the nutrients and the resources are. And normally, when we're not in fear, the blood is more or less concentrated in our viscera, the organs that actually help the body grow and repair itself and maintain itself. So the blood. The question is, where do you want the blood? The adrenal system helps us.
Shut the fuck up.
The adrenal system is going to redirect the blood flow into the arms and legs. Those are the organs that we use to escape the fear. So the first thing that happens when fear is present in our mind is that the stress hormones actually cause the blood vessels in the gut to shut down. Why? Because we don't need to use the energy to grow and maintain the body when we're chased by that tiger. When the ribbit, which are necessary for the fight or flight response. And it's interesting because of the stress hormones causing the blood vessels to squeeze shut.
Ribbit.
When you're living in fear, you shut down the growth and maintenance of ribbit. We want to conserve all the energy possible to run away from that tiger. So we shut down any mechanism that is not necessary.
Grow those fucking quads. Yes, bro.
This is particularly important
Yes.
in regard to the immune system. The immune system is like an internal adrenal system.
Oh, we're doing it.
The immune system protects me from threats on the inside. The immune system uses a lot of energy, as you well know, because if you're sick, you realize how little energy you have. You may not even have enough energy to get out of bed. So the significance here is important. When the stress hormones are released in the body to conserve the energy for fight or flight, the stress hormones shut down the immune system. And this is very vital because the usage of that energy by the immune system is so high it would interfere with the fight or flight response. So a significant aspect is this. Not only do we redirect the flow of blood away from the viscera, which maintains our
That's
body,
not good.
we also inhibit the immune system, which is protecting the interior of our body. Now, if it's just a run away from a saber-toothed tiger 10 minutes and you escape the tiger, then the system can return to normal. But what happens in chronic fear? The fear of life of every day that we're not being supported? The answer is this, that chronically we are shutting down the maintenance of the body, which opens us up to infections and inflammations and all other problems. And while we're open to those infections, guess what? We also now shut down the immune system, which is protecting us from those infections. So when I say we shut down the growth of the maintenance of the body, We shut down the immune system. For a 10-minute escape from a tiger, no problem. But in today's world, stress is not 10 minutes. It's 24/7, 365. What is the consequence of a long duration of living in fear? And the answer is the body starts to become sick and starts to fall apart. It now turns out that stress, the problem that fear generates, stress, is responsible for up to 90% of all disease. And so while we were thinking genes were causing the diseases, no, it's the consequence of stress and the chemical consequence of that, shutting down growth, shutting down the immune system, opens up the body for a failure. And this is why disease is the result of chronic fear. So the relevance is this: we have to learn to let go of the fear. We have to recognize that most of the fear is just programming, people scaring us with beliefs about this is going to happen and that's going to happen. And when we hold those beliefs in our mind, those beliefs are translated into the chemistry of stress, which then impacts the body in a very negative way. So consciousness needs to change. We have to stop the fear thoughts. We have to switch into healthier thoughts. So if there's a picture of fear, this is actually debilitating you. So in your mind, every time a fear comes up, if you change it into some other story, change it into some other vision, change it into visions of happiness, joy, anything you would rather do, because the fear itself is the cause of the illness. And the fear is a result of consciousness. And it's not actually real in most cases. It's a belief. And if we change that belief surrounding the fear, we are then empowered to return back to a healthy, vital system where the blood is flowing back into the viscera, maintaining us, and the inhibitions on the immune system are stopped. And in this process, we can then have a life of full...
I ain't getting behind a fucking camera, a $5,000 professional DSLR camera, with a man or a fucking woman who have worked their entire lives to master the art of photography, the art of proper lighting and scenery and the environment. I would never, as a professional athlete, as a fitness model, get behind a camera and a professional photographer like that with a physique that is not up to my highest potential. I would never do that. So you must endure and find love in the journey. If you want to step on that stage or inspire a nation with a single shot, you gotta fucking bleed for what you believe in. You don't understand. Good, Trav.
So many people ask me, is it possible to train your brain to help you make more money? And the answer is yes. So maybe I can share a story with you of how I started to train my own brain to help me make more money. And it started with setting some goals for the kind of lifestyle that I wanted to live. And my mentor, Walter Schneider, many years ago, was a very, very successful businessman. And he said, in order to achieve your goals, he said, first you have to have the clarity of what they are. So let's say you have a financial goal of making, let's say $100,000 a year. Okay, that's about $8,500 a month, or about $2,150 every week that you want to earn. And let's say you're not earning that right now. One of the things you can do to train your brain to help you make that amount of money is, first and foremost, get clear on the exact amount you want to earn, whether it's per week, per month, or per year. That's step number one. Step number two, create a simple affirmation that goes like this. I am so happy and grateful for the fact that I am now earning.
I'm so happy and grateful for the fact that I'm now earning $100,000 a year.
Affirmation. And what I want you to do is I want you to read that affirmation every single morning, 5 to 10 times, and every single night, 5 to 10 times. And as you read that affirmation, I want you to close your eyes and I want you to practice, mentally rehearse you receiving that money in the form of a check or cash or in your bank account, and see the money going into your bank account. I want you to feel what it feels like to consistently have $10,000 a month coming into your bank account. And you can choose whatever amount you want, by the way. And as you close your eyes and you visualize that money coming into your account, what I also want you to visualize is the impact that that amount of money will have on your life, your family's life, your friends' life, the community that you live in, and the charities that you want to support. Get totally into a mental movie and the emotions as if you were a Hollywood actor.
Come on, Trav!
Pretending that that was really happening.
Step in!
Read your affirmation. I'm so happy and grateful for the fact that I am now earning $10,000 a month. And as you do that and you repeat that, mentally rehearse, visualize what that looks like. And what that does is it primes your brain to see and feel as if it is real right now. That activates the different parts of your brain, specifically the left prefrontal cortex, which is that can actually help you figure out how to achieve
Burn! Let it burn up!
do that in the morning and at night before bed.
Let it burn, Trav!
Before bed, you will start to prime your brain with affirmation, with a mental rehearsal, and you will cognitively prime your brain. A bonus step, what I want you to do is take a vision board, either on your computer or a physical board, and cut out some pictures of what lifestyle
Doesn't hurt. I'm really enjoying it. I mean it.
What kind of car would you drive? What kind of places would you go vacation in?
Look at the range of motion I have.
What kind of charities would you support? Get pictures of the outcome of earning $10,000 a month is, or $100,000 a year, and start to see yourself in that scenario and act as if it
Thank you,
is
God.
right now. And then every day ask yourself a question. What can I do today to make that amount of
Thank you, God.
a reality? And take 1 or 2 action steps towards making that a reality.
Beautiful.
So the physical actions
Outstanding. Gorgeous.
to the mental rehearsal with affirmations and mental rehearsals, visualization, is one of the best ways to start priming your brain to
Prime that
achieve
shit.
financial goals.
Prime it like a fucking rusty lawnmower, baby. Prime it. Prime it like a snowblower that hasn't seen a snowstorm in much too long. Boy. Oh, wow. I'm feeling orgasmic. I'm feeling this sense of undeniable euphoria right now. And I must let the world know. There's this feeling of lightness, even maybe some tingles, where a sense of pure well-being comes to you. That, my friends, is euphoria. And no drug, no alcohol, no escapism is going to produce this feeling more than training, the runner's high, endurance, cardiovascular, aerobic, or strength training, whatever it may be for you, any sort of athleticism that will help you regain your full body function, your mobility, your cognitive function, your ability to move without having sharp pains, to not have to sigh and make a noise when you get in and out of your car. It's real. I remember being a kid and hearing my mom's boyfriend get in and out of his, I think it was a Chrysler, but he would make this sound. My sister and I, we had a funny sense of vocabulary and humor back then, so we thought it was funny. He would go, bah, bah. And we were like, it was the funniest fucking thing in the world to us. But now, I get it. He had so much built up tension in his lower back, and he was a deadlifter. He was a football player or whatever. He lifted weights. He talked about it with me. But he didn't have that sense of dynamic, active yoga therapy and training into his later years. He focused on Harley Davidsons. He focused on materialistic possessions and having that trophy, not a wife, but a trophy girlfriend. And we had great meals. He was a great man. He did take us on some vacations. I'm done talking about the bad times. Everybody has bad moments. But I know that this man would have been an even greater example, not only to my mother at the time, but to us as children, if he had a fucking strategic yoga program. And for the people who think yoga is of the devil, you call it dynamic active stretching. But I had to listen with my young sister on 16-hour or 15, 14-hour trips to Myrtle Beach, Maryland, of bah, because of his back pain, holding on to his back, getting out of the car. You want to be like that for the rest of your life, putting on your socks and shoes? Even my blood fucking father, he did the fear-mongering bullshit. I don't talk about him much, but I'm going to do it because he did it to me. The blood sperm donor, I still love him. I wouldn't be here without him. He fear-mongered me early in my career, telling me it's all a performance. Think about your later years. You're not going to be able to put your socks and shoes on because he's struggling to put his socks and shoes on. He's trying to fearmonger his own son, a professional athlete, to stop bodybuilding, to stop stretching, and to what? Turn to your lifestyle? You want me to start chewing tobacco and drinking beers? gambling and going to the bars, having promiscuous relationships, fucking multiple women at the same time, having children with 2 different women. No, I'm going to live my own fucking life from my own wisdom. Wisdom, profound wisdom acquired. Studying many of the great men and even other men that I respect. Yes, even admire in their own ways because I see where some people made mistakes. And I don't judge them. I don't judge them. I just know that if they could, they would go back and they would change things. They would fucking change things. I don't want to get to a certain point where I have to live with extreme regret. There's certain things you can't take back. And that's a violent act. That's having a child with the wrong woman, the wrong job, the wrong career. There's all sorts of things. So, when my mother told me to be careful, thousands of fucking times, I listened. But I also learned that careful is different than caution. Just like fear is different than the awareness of danger. Fear produces certain chemicals inside your body that actually cripple you mentally. These cortisol hormones, stress-inducing hormones, are caused by fear. And you only stay in that fear beast system government matrix if you choose to watch the news every single day. Listen to all the fear-mongering, patternized, power-driven, economy, capitalistic, material possession-driven policies and bullshit. You live your life on your terms and do what God tells you to do. You obey the Creator as His humble servant. In a world where billboards and commercials try to convince you to get fucking drunk. In a world where doctors will give you legal Vyvanse and Adderall for fake fucking energy and give your family opiates that cause them to lose their empathy, compassion, vulnerability, and make them unaware of their pain. In a world where they won't tell you to go up on a mountain, in a world where they won't tell you how to decompress tension, in a world where they're only focused on fucking profits, you better listen to your heart and soul. You better preach. What do you think, guys? Is it extremism, or is it a young boy with a dream who chose to become a fitness model and met a bodybuilding mentor when nobody was there for him to feed him, to help him, to encourage him, to tell him right from wrong, to give him a career, a life path? When he worked every fucking job he could think of, but every supervisor, boss, manager, they told him that they saw something in him, that he saw in himself. He knew he was destined for more. He knew he was capable to endure. He knew he wasn't set for a life of normality, mediocrity. He knew he was different. Progressive extremism.
drinks in the house.
Hi, Bob.
In the house ever again for the rest of my life. It's a progressive extremism. So when I looked up this chart, kind of more and more and more things that I was just last June, I gave up refined sugars completely. It's just not something I do. Now, people have no trouble saying, "Oh, candy corn, easy, that's great." And then you say, "Okay, I'm going to give up all refined sugars," and people say, "Oh, that's not so cool anymore." But of course, that's the natural progression. What you're doing here is you're using this phenomenon of self-image, and what we talked about self-image earlier, and how we can actually utilize how we see ourselves to boost our willpower. There are a lot of studies that show that when people identify a behavior that they do or don't do as part of who they are, it becomes much easier to resist. For example, if you're a vegetarian, if you're a devout Muslim, if you're an Orthodox Jew, you're not constantly asking yourself, should I eat the meat, or should I have some beer, or should I have some pork, right? That's not a debate you're having on a constant basis. You just don't do that because that's who you are, right?
All right, I'm going to fill up some more water, chat.
That's just what I do. If I'm a vegetarian, I just don't eat meat. It's no longer a debate of can I, is it okay? I just don't. Whereas many doctors will say to themselves, well, should I, do I want to? I have it, because what they're doing is expending this willpower resource over time, and there's a lot of evidence that shows becomes depleted and becomes very hard. It's a constant struggle. But by doing this progressive extremism and saying, look, that's just one thing I just don't eat, and taking it slowly, I mean, this has to take years to scale up. You're constantly excising things from your life, from your diet, but for the rest of your life. And it's using that same principle of, this is just who I am, I just don't eat those things. So that's the shift, is changing your mindset of, this is something I just don't do versus something I can't do. Which, can't means, maybe it's flexible, versus something I just do not do.
F that, chart your own course. Oh, God, amen, bro. Amen.
I was such in a dungeon in my life, and I feel like I was such in a hole with nowhere to go, with so many issues and so many things to climb over.
Let's go into some hammies.
The thing about it is, we all have the ability to come from nothing to something. I was 300 pounds, and my goal was to be a Navy SEAL. Impossible goal. But what if I could? You have to be willing to suffer to get to the other side. You know, the other side of suffering is a whole other world that people have no idea that even exists. From the very beginning, how I became where I am today, I grew up very soft, very insecure. I was beat as a child a lot, not only physically, but also mentally. My dad was an alcoholic, so it transferred to him being very abusive, me growing up. Not just to me, but also my mother. And
Wow.
for that, my foundation at an early age was cracked. I had a really cracked foundation growing up. So with the cracked foundation and my mom having a cracked foundation, I had no one to really, show me the ropes, show me the way. And so we went from that kind of cracked foundation to another cracked foundation. I went to a small town in Indiana, in Brazil, Indiana. And there was about 5 black families there. So being called nigger was something that happened regularly. I had a lot of friends, but also, when you have a cracked foundation, the only thing you really see is the negative. You don't see a lot of people that like you. All you see is the people that don't like you. So that cracked foundation just kept on getting more and more cracked. And throughout the years, I developed stutter, had a lot of issues with people, social anxiety. I copied all through school. I had learning disability, so I cheated a lot going through school. So my foundation continued to get cracked. And when you get to that point in your life and no one is there to really help you out, you have to figure some things out. So what made me who I am today
is basically that cracked foundation and not liking it. So I had to learn how to mend that cracked foundation alone. And what happens is you have to really develop a lot of mental toughness. But to me, mental toughness wasn't enough. I had to really develop a calloused mind. So I had a victim mentality. I was a victim. Everybody messed my life up. My dad, society, my mom, whatever it may be, I was dealt a bad hand. And so it gives you a victim mentality. So I developed a way to get over the victim's mentality. And it was through callous in your mind. So I was literally callousing over the victim's mentality through outworking all my faults. So I developed a work ethic that became known as, what it is now. That's how I got this world toughest man. Because
Oh, fuck!
Not even. But I learned to outwork.
Holy fucking hamstrings.
And that's how I got to.
Holy hamstrings. I like that.
I don't live a very glamorous life at all. I live very uncomfortable to a lot of people.
Holy Spirit.
It's not that I'm broke. It's not that I don't have
Grow these holy hamstrings.
A boxer may have a $4 million house. But before a big fight, he may go away to the mountains
Yup.
2 months to train.
Yup.
Totally secluded, desolate world, may live on a cot, may live on the ground. What that boxer is doing is he's trying to form his mentality.
Yep.
He's trying to get that mentality to a very animalistic state. So when he goes inside that ring, his mentality is ready to do whatever it takes to win that boxing match. So what I realized from my foundation growing up was I had a very soft mind. And I live that way now, like that boxer training for that big fight. I live that way all the time. So I'm always sharpening my sword. And how I sharpen my sword is that mentality of my refrigerator is never full. I've never arrived, and every time I get close to the top of the mountain, I fall back down on purpose. I believe that true growth is at scratch. Starting from scratch is true growth. You have to have friction in your life. There has to be friction in your life for you to be able to move forward. So many people call me the hardest man on the planet. I got to that point from having a never-ending work ethic. So if you want anything in life, a lot of people, we live in a society right now where mediocrity is often rewarded. Like mediocrity is almost the standard. And for me, if you live that way, that's where you can be at. So let's say you have 10 people. You have 10 people and all of them are mediocre. And you beat those 10 people in a race or at work, whatever it may be. You're really still mediocre. What we do in life is we set our standards to everybody else. What we do in life is we look at what somebody did before us. We look at a standard. I don't look at anybody's standard. I set my own standard. And how I became this, whatever people call the hardest man on the planet, is I literally set my own standards. I started to reinvent the wheel for myself. I didn't follow the crowd. Whatever the crowd was when I fought, I did what I had to do to get where I had to go. And in doing that, that's where true growth is finding yourself. I'm not trying to be like Michael Jordan or be like Tiger Woods or anybody else. I'm trying to be like David Goggins. And through that, you can find out what you're made of. And you are trying to conquer yourself. And that's how I got this title. I want people to know my story. I come from a very, very, very humble beginning. You have to be open with that. Like, for instance, social media.
All right, we're taking a short hiatus and we'll get right back into it. I didn't even realize I'm fucking 3 hours in today.
Everybody out here
This shit's crazy.
If you have friends, everybody.
I'm gonna keep it going though.
We decide that
I'm feeling too good to end it. Too good to end quite yet. Stay tuned.
The side we're not working on is that side that we want no one.
This is what we're fucking looking for, baby. 3 hours in and we're still hyped.
I'm going here for vacation. This is me in the gym. This is me here. This is me here. What I do is I post my bad side. I let everybody know I'm this. I have to work on all these things. It's okay. So the first thing is you got to accept the fact that everybody judging you, you judging yourself, it is okay to be f***ed up. It's okay to not be exactly like everybody else. It's not, you know, it's okay to not follow the crowd. So that's the one thing I would tell people is don't worry about everybody else is doing. Worry about what you're doing. Focus on what you're doing, because everybody else out there, everybody judging you, they also have problems themselves. And that's what I realized myself. So I stopped comparing myself to everybody else, and I was comparing myself to me. I'm my own hero. I'm my own hero. I believe that a lot more people can relate to the struggle, a lot more than the success. People relate a lot more to that. You know, I relate a lot more to a person who's the underdog. Most of us in this world are underdogs. There's very few of us out here who are the one percenters. And those one percenters are those people who are like the CEOs, these people who are like the best basketball, the best golfer. Very few people are there. It's those people who are at the very bottom in the middle who are trying to get there. It's all about work ethic. So everybody likes the underdog. That's why that whole Rocky story, everybody loves a Rocky story. But the thing about it is, to develop that Rocky story, you got to work your ass off. And not many people are willing to do that part of it. That's the hard part about overcoming the odds, overcoming yourself, is you have to create a Rocky story. So why I like the Rocky films so much is when I was growing up, I didn't have much of a role model growing up. So in between my cheating and me ditching school and all these things, I got obsessed with people that I saw my life in their life. And I got obsessed with people who struggled, with people who were at the bottom of the daggone sewer. I got obsessed with watching these people, and I got obsessed with watching Rocky 1, round 14. And the reason why this specific round is, even to this day, I'm 43 years old. To this day, it puts chills in my body, is I can go back to where I was 10, 11, 12 years old, whenever the movie came out. And I remember my first time watching it. And I was watching round 14 of Rocky 1. And I'll never forget watching this guy who was Rocky, getting his butt kicked. Apollo Creed was just knocking him down, beating him up. And all he wanted to do was go the distance. And to a lot of people, this makes no sense to them. But for a kid who's looking for strength, who's looking for, like, is it possible? You're looking for, is it possible? Can I pull off the impossible? And me watching this film, that's what I saw. So it was a no-name boxer against the best boxer in the world, who's Apollo Creed. And I watched this guy in the ring, who's Rocky, just getting his butt kicked, falling down, getting up. In the 14th round, Apollo's like just killing this guy. But also Apollo's tired. He's extremely tired. But Apollo knocks him down in the 14th round for like the 30th time. And even Rocky's coach, Mickey, is telling Rocky to stay down. And Apollo turns around. He turns around, he thinks that he got this guy. He thinks he beat him. He thinks he finally took this guy out. This guy just kept coming at him, and coming at him, and coming at him. Apollo Creed turns around, puts his arms in the air. He turns his back to Rocky, just assuming he's down. I got him. Everybody in the crowd saying, stay down. Everybody. This guy is climbing the ropes to get back up. Totally destroyed. Nothing left, but he found something. And this is the thing about it. He found something. And I watched this guy get up. And once he gets up, Apollo Creed turns around and sees this. And the look I saw, most people don't even see this. The look I saw on Apollo Creed's face was this look of total awe of who the hell are you? Who am I fighting? It looked like Apollo Creed's soul left his body. And Rocky got his gloves, emotional, to come on. And Apollo Creed put his head down and shook his head. Why that scene resonates with me so much was I was such in a dungeon in my life, and I felt like I was such in a hole with nowhere to go, with so many issues and so many things to climb over and overcome on my own. I wanted every obstacle and every person who ever doubted me to look like Apollo Creed. I wanted the people, whoever it was, people, obstacles, whatever, to look at me like this guy's going to continue coming after me. I wanted what Rocky had. this ability to keep getting up. I don't care if I win. I don't care if I'm the best. It's not about being the hardest man in the world. I just want to keep coming after you. So through years and years and years of visualizing that scene of that guy just getting up, it's just a movie to some people. But to me, it became what my reality had to become. I had to become that guy who can run on broken legs going through Hell Week, who can endure the most pain, the most suffering. To get where I have to go, I'm going to have to be that guy. And a lot of people will never understand that because a lot of people just don't have that kind of mindset. But we all have it. I came from nothing. But the thing about it is, we all have the ability to come from nothing to something. But it takes that kind of spirit. It takes that kind of spirit. The cookie jar. The cookie jar is something I developed years ago. So what happens to me, happens to a lot of us in situations. We get put in these situations. In my whole life, I've been put in struggles. I've put myself in struggles. I've purposely put obstacles in front of me to see how I'm going to feel. Like, for instance, I've run 205 miles at one time, nonstop. Do you know what goes through your mind when your goal is to run over 200 miles and you're at mile 100? You're at mile 100. You've run for over 24 hours, and your body is broken. You're destroyed. You have nothing left, but you have 100 plus more miles to go. How do you find more? So I developed this thing called the cookie jar. And the cookie jar is a reminder. That's all it is. It's a reminder. Even the hardest person on the planet Earth, we forget how badass we are when times get hard. When times get hard, your mind spazzes out. It freaks out. It goes somewhere else. We forget. That cookie jar, you got to take 1 second. Take 1 second. And that cookie jar has all these things in it. All the things you overcame. All the things that you suffered through. All the things that got in your way and you fought through. So you go in your mental cookie jar when you're going through bad times and you want to quit and you want to fail out. You think about it. Okay, Dave, you do. You went through 2 hell weeks. You went through Ranger School. You went through this. You went through that. It's a reminder. It's a reminder that you are that badass. And that's all it is. The cookie jar is you take 1 second.
Whoa.
And your mind and your body are saying, we're done. We need to quit. So remind yourself, hang on a second. I've overcome a hell of a lot more than this. And I have the strength to persevere, to move on, to not be mediocre, to not settle for what's in front of me, to overcome the odds. The what if mentality is a mentality of a lot of us in this world have people who say we cannot do something. You can't do it, you're too short, you look a certain way, you act a certain way, you're not smart enough. I hit that roadblock every time. I was 300 pounds. I'll never forget, I was 300 pounds. I went from 175 to 300 pounds, and my goal was to be a Navy SEAL. Impossible goal. And every Navy recruiter that saw me said that, besides one. Every recruiter said, there's no way, man. You're 297 pounds, and you gotta lose so much weight so fast. I talked to one recruiter, never getting back in my truck, and he said, you cannot do this. I got in my truck and I said to myself, but what if I could? What if I could pull off this miracle? How will I feel at the very end if I can defy all the odds? The what if mentality is this guy told me I was a 36th African American Navy SEAL in Navy SEAL history, over 70 years. This guy told me there's only 35 African Americans to ever be a Navy SEAL. He was pretty much telling me, you ain't got what it takes. I took that and said, what if I could be the 36th? Versus taking what he said, all the negativity he's putting on me because he can't imagine himself doing what I'm about to do. So most people who can't imagine it, they reflect. It's like a mirror. They put that right on you. If they can't see themselves doing it, I can't see you doing it. I take that mirror and I totally discard it. And I said, what if I could be the 36th person to ever do it? So I use all their negativity as positivity. positivity and fuel to get me to where I need to go. What
Amen.
drives me today is being my best. And being my best is a never-ending journey.
Yep.
A lot of people call me obsessed.
Good.
That's fine. I
That's-
probably am obsessed.
Yep.
When you finally realize, like for me, that humble beginning I had, when you realize that I could have literally given up, and right now at 43, I can still be a 300-pound man spraying for cockroaches. It's truly amazing that a lot of us walk this planet Earth being a fraction of what we're capable of being. I look back on when I was 24 years old, and that could have been my 100%. If I chose to take the path of least resistance, that could have been my 100%. Never knowing that in that 300-pound body, the kid who couldn't read, all this other stuff, fourth grade read level, is now a person that's been through almost every special ops training in the world, has broke several records, and is continuing to grow. Once you realize what's on the other side of that, that will keep you. I'm the most driven person in the world because I realized that I was leaving so much on the table. I was leaving so much on the table, never knowing that inside that fat guy was this person here. And once you peel the crust, peel that crust away and see who you really are, you open your mind to a whole other world. So I've opened my mind up to a whole other world that most people can't even fathom because they haven't dug deep into their own personal problems. So people think I'm crazy because I found a whole other way of living. I think they're crazy for never even trying to get to the other side of whatever's in front of them. So what drives me every day is finding more of myself. So how I suggest to someone of breaking the habit of constantly making excuses is do something every day that sucks. There's a saying out there. There's a saying that says triple down on your strengths. Tripling down on your strengths does one thing to you. It makes you very comfortable. It makes you very strong at what you're good at. So why people have excuses is that's the world they live in. They live in a world where if they're good at running, all they do is run. If they're good at reading, all they do is read. So the excuse world comes up is because when the world, life, doesn't give a damn what you're good at. It's just going to put challenges in front of you. So when that challenge comes up that you're not great at, the first thing the whole triple down on your strength mentality does is it forces you to say, I'm not good at it, so I'm not going to do it. I'm not good at it. I'm going to be great at it. I'm going to figure out. I'm going to put the work. That's how you start to callous your mind.
There it is.
The excuses that we're making are just because we're not good at it. So it makes us feel insecure.
Oh, wow.
It makes us feel a certain way.
I did
That's
these
why
today.
you cannot fix
I did
anything
both.
in life until
I
you fix
did
yourself.
body weight,
A lot of people out here give
squats.
great,
I did
how many people do you know
Bulgarians.
that give
I did
great
quadriceps. I did
They
adducters,
give the best
abductors,
advice on the planet, but their life's all jacked up.
hamstrings. Jesus.
No one looks inside themselves because what they see inside is ugly. It's ugly. It's full of lies. It's
Yes.
full of secrets.
3 hours and 20 minutes in,
Once you dive
and we're
into
having that feeling of
you
accomplishment.
have no more excuses. Because you'll start ripping away those layers of insecurities.
It's time for some
Coming
calves.
those layers is exactly who you truly are.
It's
so
time
every day that sucks. Get outside your comfort zone. Triple down
for
on your
some
weaknesses,
calves.
not your strengths. That's how you grow. That's how you stop making excuses. So my book's coming out December 4th, and it's called Can't Hurt Me. Why I titled it Can't Hurt Me is this book is a self-help memoir. We have a whole bunch of self-help books out there that are five-step programs. 5-step this, 5-step this. Mine is not a 5-step program. Mine is about getting to the root of the problem. And the root of the problem is yourself. You have to master your own mind. And once you master your mind, your own mind, everything else is taken care of. So Can't Hurt Me is about life. It's about you. It's about my mentality. And you get to develop your own mentality. So life is full of people who are getting bullied, people who are once again insecure, people who are going through problems, a lot of problems. But if you have this mentality that you start to develop of you can't hurt me. When I was going through SEAL training, all the training I went through, it's what you say to yourself on a daily basis. If you say, you can't hurt me, can't hurt me. Every time I got my ass kicked in everything I did, whether it be a fight or a test or going through SEAL training or Ranger school, can't hurt me, can't hurt me, can't hurt me. It starts to get in your mind. And before you know it, it's the truth. So when you fail, you fall on your ass, somebody bullies you, whatever's going on in your life, can't hurt me. Because why that saying is true is not because you say it. You have to put the work in to develop that calloused mind to believe it's true. So a lot of people want to know what I say to myself when I'm out here doing these long events. My self-talk. So what are you saying to yourself, David? You're at mile 75 of a 135-mile run through Death Valley. Well, I tell myself, back in the day, I was the weakest person God ever created. That's what I thought. I made this man to be the hardest man God ever created. That's what I tell myself. I tell myself I'm the hardest man that God ever created. Is it true? I don't care if it's true or not. I believe it. But a lot of people.
We should all get dinner one night and then do a photo shoot. Sounds crazy, but like that is the best possible outcome for effects afterward. We all go to like the Texas Roadhouse. We get carved up, whatever, sweet potato pump, steak, asparagus. Shit, a bread roll or two isn't gonna hurt with the pump. And then Nautilus or trees, and we go out and boom, 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 boom,
because if you're taking a test in school
and
you haven't studied
boom,
for it, and you say, I'm going to pass this test, chances are you're going to fail it because you haven't put the time in to get the result.
Or we just cook a meal up ourselves and meet somewhere and do it. We don't need to eat out. It's probably going to be
There's
smeared
a lot of
in.
people in life who are theorists.
Nah,
Theorists are people
depends
who,
where you go.
It may be that guy in the corner who's in the library all day
Overthinking.
long. Old man with gray hair. He's a master of the mind. He masters the mind by being a theorist. He got all these books to read about how the brain is supposed to work. That's a theorist. He has all these theories on how it's supposed to be done. You want to be a practitioner in life. A lot of people who study theories will put these bars, these invisible bars and barriers on your mind about what we can and cannot achieve as human beings. That's a theorist. A practitioner will listen to a man like a theorist and defy the odds. So never be a theorist, be a practitioner.
I like that one.
Be a guy who goes out there and actually does the work. Put yourself in situations.
Practitioner.
Like I was going through Hell Week. I got to see what my mind was. It's 130 hours. Hell Week's 130 hours. At hour 48, 72, your mind is a mess. You're all over the place. A theorist would tell me what he thinks is going to happen. A practitioner dives into suffering, and as he's suffering, he's then writing the book while he's suffering. It's easy to write a book while you are in a nice 72-degree library, flipping the page. A practitioner writes a book when he's in the hell, when he's in suffering, when it's 50-degree water, everybody's quitting, snot's coming out your nose, That's how you really start to figure out what the mind and body are capable of. Don't read a book about it. Don't read what some man wrote. Put yourself in the environment. See how you start to talk to yourself in the worst times, in the worst situations. And that's how you start to develop that real self-talk, that real visualization, the real tools to get through those hard times. You have to be willing to suffer to get to the other side. You know, the other side of suffering is a whole other world that people have no idea that even exists.
And so when I got to the end of my presentation, I looked at them and I said, right now I want to talk to you about Dr. Howard Thurman, who was one of the mentors of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Albert Schweitzer, and Mahatma Gandhi. And when I was diagnosed with prostate cancer and my PSA was 2,400, I was pondering about my life. Am I going to beat this? And I was reading his words for comfort. And he said, the ideal situation for a man or woman to die is to have family members praying with them as they cross the road. But imagine, if you will, being on your deathbed and standing around your bed, the ghost of the dreams, the ideas, the abilities given to you by life, but you, for whatever reason, you never pursued those dreams. You never acted on those ideas. You never used those gifts, and there they are looking at you with large angry eyes saying, we came to you. And only you could have given us life, and now we must die with you forever. The question is, if you die today, what dreams, what ideas, what gifts will die with you? I encourage people to read a minimum of 30 to 40 pages of something positive every day to program the mind, and all of us to go to the library and check out books. When I think of Bob Mandino, who wrote The Greatest Salesman in the World, he was on the verge of committing suicide. Went to the library, read the book Think and Grow Rich, and his life turned around. So reading and programming themselves, the reason that most people should do that, psychologists say that 86% of our self-talk is negative, and it goes undetected by the conscious mind. That's why we're taught, be ye not conformed to this world, be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Listen to recordings and things that are positive. Go on YouTube and find things that will begin to empower you. And minimize the distractions in your life. We have so many distractions. The weapons of mass distractions cause most people not to begin to live their lives from the inside out, but from the outside in. You know, there's an African proverb that says, if there's no enemy within, the enemy outside can do us no harm. Shakespeare said the forte of Buddhists is not in our stars, but in ourselves, and we are underlings. So you have to program yourself, or your mind will be programmed. The other thing is that have goals that's beyond your comfort zone, because in order to do something you've never done, you've got to become someone you've never been. You've got to become a risk taker. This God said, if you're not willing to risk, you can't grow. And if you can't grow, you can't become your best. And if you can't become your best, you can't be happy. And if you can't be happy, then what else is there? And the other thing is upgrade your relationships. You earn within $2,000 to $3,000 of your closest friends. You've got to look at the people in your life and ask, what is this relationship doing to me? Many people, because of the toxic, negative, energy-draining people in their lives, they will never be successful because those toxic relationships will compromise their power. There's a new term in psychology, in psychiatry called relational illness.
Okay, unplug this fucking light.
Some people might say, "Les, can we change it?" No, it's a full-time job changing yourself. And there's some people that's so negative they can walk into a dark room and begin to develop. They did a study of some top achievers and successful people around the world, and they wanted to find out what was the common denominator among them that enabled them to reach their goals. And what they discovered that 85% of them reached their goals because of their attitude, their vision about themselves, and 15% because of their aptitude. So school, as you know, been focused on reading, writing, and arithmetic. It does not consider critical thinking and conceptual education, and it does not help young people begin to mold a vision of themselves that will allow them to be an asset to our society rather than a liability. So one of the worst things that you can do is provide an environment and get people to buy in a lie about themselves and cause them to live a small life as opposed to a life of achievement, because the culture is designed to hold us back. You have greatness in you. I don't know you. Here's what I know based upon my own experience. You have greatness in you. That you have the ability to do more than you could ever begin to imagine. You have greatness in you. That as you think about yourself, a reminder of the words of Howard Thurman, who said, "There's a presence in each and every one of us that waits and listens to the voice of the genuine in yourself. It will be perhaps the only God you will ever have or hear. And if you cannot hear it all of your life, will it be spent on the ends of strings that somebody else pulls. When you recognize your greatness, no one will ever pull your strings. You are different. You were created on purpose with a purpose to manifest that purpose through you. You were made in the likeness and image of God and been given authority and dominion over everything on the face of the earth. You will never exercise authority and dominion over your life until you exercise authority and dominion over what you are not. Most people go through life living the lie that has been told about them. And we are encouraged, be ye not conformed to this world, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Work constantly to renew your mind, to expand your vision of yourself, hold a vision of yourself, living in the future, living a life of contribution. He said, I'll give you all your eyes can see. Greater is he that is in you.
Greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world.
That's greater than the adversity.
Greater is he that is in you than he who is in the world. Greater is he who is in you than he who is in the world.
When did you start to believe in yourself? Or was someone...
My mother was working for a very wealthy family. She worked for wealthy families on Miami Beach. And
greater is he who is in you.
She cooked for these
greater is he who is in you.
From the families that she cooked for. She kept their children, and we wore the hand-me-down clothes of the children that she worked for. And when I had the assignment of cleaning Mr. Sadursky's office and shining his shoes, and he was listening to various motivational recordings. This is reel to reel. This is before 8-track and before cassettes. And those words I had no idea while I was shining his shoes, listening to people like Jim Rohn. When the end comes for you, let it find you conquering a new mountain, not sliding down an old one. People like Zig Ziglar, if you give enough people what they want, they will give you what you want. Listening to some of the words of Winston Churchill, the truth is incontrovertible, malice may attack it, ignorance may deride it, but at the end there is. And so I had no idea, while shining his shoes, listening to these words, that it began to restructure my vision of myself.
Hi, Pop.
And I had an interruption.
We got big wings.
I was in the 11th grade.
Fly away.
Because I was in special education from the 4th grade all the way to the 11th grade. And I met a gentleman by the name of Mr. Leroy Washington. I eulogized him last year. They call him the great communicator. And I was in his class waiting on another student. He said, young man, go to the board and work this problem out for me. And I said, I can't do that, sir. And he said, why not? I said, I'm just here to see my college students. I'm not one of your students. He said, go to the board and do what I'm going to give you directions anyhow. And I said, I can't, sir. And the other students started laughing. He said, he's Leslie. He's got a twin brother, Wesley. Wesley's smart. He's DT. He said, what's DT? He's a dumb twin. And I said, I am, sir. And he came from behind his desk. He looked at me. He said, don't you ever say that again. Someone's opinion of you does not have to become
Someone's opinion of you does not have to become your reality.
How people live their lives is a result of the story they believe about themselves. I'm training people to get into their greatness, to begin to develop the courage to pursue dreams beyond their comfort zones. Because in order to do something you've never done, you've got to become someone you've never been. When you're pursuing your greatness, you don't know what your limits are, so you act like you don't have any. And one of the reasons that Booker T. Washington said, judge a person not by what they accomplished, but what they had to overcome for their accomplishment. You know, so I thought about it, and I remember something that Robert Schuller said, there's never a shortage of opportunities, it's just a shortage of thinking. The Russian author, Leo Tolstoy, he said, as I face inevitable death, what in the meaning and purpose of my life that will not be undone or destroyed when I'm gone? Don't discount yourself. I didn't do what I'm doing now for 14 years because I didn't believe being labeled educable, mentally retarded, failing in the 5th grade, put back to the 4th grade, and no college education, that I can compete with people with PhDs and MBAs. And so for 14 years, a lot of people say they have no regrets. The biggest regret that I have, that I disapproved of myself for 14 years. And then, there's a coincidence, it's God's way of staying anonymous. I went to a training and a guy was speaking. And Mike Williams had already said, hey, Brownie, you know why you go see Zig Ziglar and Dr. Robert Schuller and Dr. Norman Vincent Peale, who wrote The Power of Positive Thinking? I said, because I like the message. He said, no. He said, you like to help people. That's in you. You're always holding court here at the radio station. And so he just kept saying that to me. And I was at an event, and a guy was speaking, and it just stopped, like a spell came over me. He said, there's somebody here who should be doing this. He said, I do it because I make a lot of money. He said, I'd love to make money. He said, but you want to change lives. And you can make money too, young man, young lady. And he said, you know who you are. And then he paused again. He said, the reason I'm standing up here holding this microphone and you're seated out there, I represent the thoughts you have rejected for yourself. That hit me right between the eyes. I began to cry. At that time, this is in 1980. I went outside. I called Mike Williams. The telephone call was a dime. I said, Mike. He said, yes. I said, I'm not rejecting myself anymore. Do you hear me? He said, Brownie, calm down. Listen to me, man. I'm not rejecting myself anymore. Who am I really? Who am I really? Dr. Carter G. Woodson, which I think is one of the most profound thinkers that I've ever read. And he said, if you can determine what a man shall think, you'll never have to concern yourself with what he will do. He said, if you can make a man feel inferior, you never have to compel him to seek an inferior status, for he will seek it himself. And if you can make a man feel justly an outcast, you never have to order him to go to the back door. He'll go without being told. And if there's no door, his very nature will demand pride. And so we have to begin to ask ourselves, who am I? MIT did a study. If I say to you, you can't do that, somebody else has to come along and say, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it, 17 times to neutralize that one time. So most of us are living a lie. Most of us, because we live in a world where we're told more about our limitations rather than our potential, we go to our graves never knowing who we really are. That's why they say most people die at age 25 and don't get buried until they're 65.
All right, we're getting close to 4 hours in. I think we're close. If not, ready to call it. Started getting into some lats randomly. I think it's time to wrap it up. Legs are feeling it. Thank you everybody for tuning in today.
So many years ago, when I was 19 years old, I had a meeting with.
We've been packing on substantial muscle mass. About to get
I was introduced to me by my brother, and this
another
man
Flex
was very
Pro
successful
meal in.
financially, with
New
his
shipment
family,
got delivered
as a
today.
philanthropist, as a businessman, and he asked me one question that defined
Let's fucking
the
get it.
trajectory of my life. And the question he asked me was I interested in achieving my life's goals and dreams, or was I committed to achieving them? And he said if I was interested, I would do what's convenient, but if I was committed, I would do whatever it takes. And Mr. Alan Brown said to me, he says, John, he says, if you're interested, you'll do what's convenient. You'll believe your stories and excuses, and you'll continue to be a victim of your current reality and circumstances. You'll come up with...
God bless everybody. Thank you for tuning in today. Have an amazing rest of your evening. I'll see you next time. Namaste.
He said, and the big difference is if you're committed, you'll start today to let go of your stories, your
Take care, bro. Take care, Swole. Sorry to say hi and bye.
achieving your certain results.
God bless everybody.
And why you can't achieve any
We got a
of those
feed.
goals and dreams you wrote down on this piece of paper. So if you're committed, you'll upgrade your knowledge. If
Bye-bye.
you're committed, you'll upgrade your skills. If
Much
you're
love, guys.
committed, you'll come in every single day
Rest up.
and figure out
Train
how
hard if you haven't yet.
to achieve those goals.
Provide your body with proper nutrients and hydration. Moisturize your skin and exfoliate. Give thanks and gratitude and appreciation to God. Realize. Realize. Real lies. Remember who you are.